Gather round, children. It's a new episode of Super Megacast.
9 to be exact.
Yeah, episode 9. Would you look at that?
Wow, it's time's going by fucking fast.
Oh my god, yeah, it is. Honestly, this past week has just been shooting by. Probably for me because I sleep until like 3 or 4 in the afternoon every day. That's not a joke, and that's something that I really need to get in check.
Yeah, you didn't wake up till like 5 today, really. Well, get out of bed. You woke up probably around, noon? But stayed in bed till like 5.
I should probably see a doctor because I think there might be something wrong with me because it's weird because the thing is no matter what time I go to bed, I'll still wake up at like 2 or 3 and still not feel rested. So maybe I should see a doctor, Ryan. Maybe I have cancer. Well, anyway, guys, welcome back to Super Megacast. Last week we talked about how we were going to go see a movie called Swiss Army Man, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano. Is it Dano or Dano? Dano. Well, Ryan, what did you think of the movie? Let's hear it.
I thought it was refreshing and different from the usual fodder that's released to cinemas nowadays. There's my pretentious quote for the day. But, if we're talking about it, most things that are coming out follow the same formula.
Very cookie-cutter movies.
Even though this, movie follows just the kind of plot formula of, like, the climax and all that stuff, but it was just it was a different premise than you usually get, of course, being that there's a dead body that has all these magical tricks up its sleeve when you want to use it for survival.
Yeah. So just for the people that don't know what we're talking about, Swiss Army Man is a movie that is in theaters as of the time of this podcast being released. And it is about a man marooned on an island, and he finds a dead body played by Daniel Radcliffe that washes up on the shore. And he is mentally insane, and he believes that the body is alive. And throughout the movie, it's him trying to find civilization, and he's using the body as like a machine gun and
like Swiss Army Man, Swiss Army knife,
Yeah, it has a bunch of uses, but that is basically the gist of the movie. And if you haven't seen it, go watch the trailer or go watch the movie. If when you're listening to this, the movie is online, it's a very good movie. But that's just a quick all the movie in one
synopsis.
Yeah, synopsis. But overall, I thought the movie, like what Ryan said, was very refreshing because it was weird. And I don't think there's enough weird movies that come out these days because most movies are very Hollywood.
Tame.
Yeah, very simple plot. You can guess if you show me a movie trailer, odds are you can guess the entire plot of the movie from the trailer.
Yeah.
Swiss Army Man wasn't like that at all. When Ryan first showed me the trailer a few months ago, we were both like really perplexed by it, and it was this like, what the fuck is this movie gonna be? It's so bizarre, and that's what made me want to see it in the first place.
Not only that, but the cast, Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe working together is amazing. I love Paul Dano ever since I've seen him in Little Miss Sunshine, and of course then seeing his work continue on into There Will Be Blood and other movies, of course, in the future. But those are the two movies that I think of when Paul Dano comes to mind. And Daniel Radcliffe is coming out of the whole Harry Potter era, I think, just perfectly. It's very smart that he's picking these types of roles. They're different, they're weird, it puts him out there. And you and I even saw a trailer where he plays like an undercover
white
neo-Nazi.
Yeah, neo-Nazi.
So, I'm loving that Daniel Radcliffe is getting out from that Harry Potter thing, and he's doing a fucking great job at it, in my opinion.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, because most actors, after they play one big role, it's really hard for them to separate themselves from that role and to move on and do other big things. A lot of big actors, after playing a big role, they go on and play other roles, but they never play anything that is seen as like a big, significant role.
Yeah.
Like Bryan Cranston, for example, is doing what Daniel Radcliffe is doing, because he was, after Malcolm in the Middle ended, everyone's like, well, how's he ever going to be in anything else? And then he did Breaking Bad, which was 10 times bigger than
And now
Malcolm
people are thinking the same thing. How is he going to do anything else? But he has been coming out with movies that have been at least critically successful. There was Trumbo, which
The Infiltrator is coming out too.
Yeah.
Which is it's kind of funny because now he's playing the opposite of what he played in Breaking Bad. He's playing an undercover cop that's trying to bust Pablo Escobar, which is like one of the biggest drug kingpins in history. So looks like an interesting movie, and I do want to see that.
But back to Swiss Army Man. We'll go into more depth into like reviews and stuff when we get our movie review segment underway on Super Mega.
Soon.
Yeah. But let's just go around the thing. Would you recommend it, Matt?
Oh, absolutely. I actually want to see it again in theaters because, I don't know, it was so weird and different, but it was so charming and also so, I don't know. It's a movie that after it ended, I thought about it a lot. It's one of those because most movies you see, you leave the theater and you're like, oh, that was a good movie, and then you don't really think about it that much again. But this is one of those movies that, as days went on after I saw it, I was still thinking about it. And
Yeah.
and I think movies that do that to me, that stay in my head, to me, I think that means it's a really good movie. And I really enjoyed the cinematography. The soundtrack was, I fucking love the soundtrack. Ryan and I have been singing it all week.
Pop popcorn, dude.
Pop, 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 pop,
Yeah,
pop.
I definitely recommend it, and I'm gonna have to take you up on that. We're gonna have to go see it again because, as you said, after the movie ended, I was perplexed, but I was also just kind of reinvigorated to try to jump into that whole world and just kind of like not pick it apart necessarily, but kind of look at things knowing how it plays out, just kind of now paying attention to all the like minor things that you usually look out for in a second watch. It's definitely a fun, immature movie that handles mature topics very well.
Super immature movie.
Yeah, but like it's such a feel good movie.
It is.
There's like the montages in it, even though they're one of the songs on the album is montage.
It's like the main theme to the movie is called that.
But like the montage, it's just I haven't felt this happy in a movie in a long time, and it's I think it's strictly because it's just you're looking at it from a different perspective than you would, boy meets girl, nerdy boy meets extrovert girl who shows him how to be himself.
Boy meets dead corpse. And it's funny because these montage scenes in the movie, it's like it's this guy in this dead body secluded from civilization, but it makes you feel so warm in your heart because, I don't know, to me it emulated the feeling that I felt as a kid playing in the woods with my best friends.
Sorry, one more thing about the movie, we'll get on to other topics, of course, after this, is just I have to commend it for practical effects. I love that they did things practically. You and I saw a featurette on YouTube where it showed us that they didn't bitch out on all this stuff by going the green screen route.
They didn't do any CGI. They didn't do any like fake special effects with the computer. All the effects in the movie were done.
At least most of the effects.
Yeah,
I don't know all
of
them.
But we saw this featurette that showed that like all the fire, all of the all the effects in the movie were practical.
Yeah. Like when it, as you said, when it comes to like them catching on fire, when it comes to like certain scenes when the bus they made is kind of moving and shaking, and you can see the crew members standing around throwing leaves into the scene and with fans and everything, and it's so great to just kind of see all these people using their imagination with a movie about imagination.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that sets this movie apart. Is so many movies are made by big Hollywood studios by a bunch of dudes in suits in a room, and the whole point of the movie is how can we make a movie that people will go see, that will get a lot of money, will sell a lot of tickets, and you can tell that this movie was more of a passion project between these two directors. That
the Daniels.
Yeah, that they wanted to make something imaginative and fun and weird, and they weren't afraid if it wasn't going to not sell a lot of tickets. They made what they wanted to make, and overall it came out to be a really fucking amazing movie.
Yeah. But yeah, we both recommend it. Go see it. If you enjoy this segment of the podcast, then you will enjoy the little movie review show we have cooked up for you that will come out in the future.
Yes.
So
we're also not paid by this movie to promote it. We just really like it.
Also, you know what just came out like an hour ago?
Yeah. What came out an hour ago, Ryan?
Pokemon Go.
What? Sounded like a hook in like a trap song.
Pokemon Go. Hey.
Yeah, but by the time we're recording this podcast, I think Pokemon Go came out like 2 hours ago, and we both just downloaded it, and we've been playing it, messing around with it, and we actually just
finished. There's a video on our channel, I think, right now.
Yeah, by the time this podcast comes out, there's a video of us messing around with Pokemon Go on the channel, so go check that out. But Ryan,
just released today.
Yeah, it's a fun little mobile game. It's different, and it is. I don't know.
It gets you out. It gets you outside. Gets you to like explore local kind of things. Like there's this painting that I thought it looked like graffiti to me, but for some reason, this painting is a part of this app in terms of like you get to learn about it.
Yeah. So there's this painting kind of near where we live, and it popped up on our Pokemon Go app and like gave us facts about it, and then we went there, and because we went there, we got 3 Pokeballs. So it was like, whoa, that's actually really cool. So the app seems like it wants you to get out and actually learn about where you are
Yeah.
and shit like that.
And we're Bulbasaur buddies, dude.
Yeah, we both have a little Bulbasaur. Hey Ryan, do you mind if I just climb on my Segway real quick? And
Sure, of course. You know, I'll be here. Oh,
just
there you go. Oh, here you
segue
come.
on to the next topic. I want to talk a little bit, Ryan, about our disgusting habits. So every night for probably the past week, Ryan and I will, at about midnight, we'll walk to 7-Eleven.
Yep.
We'll buy about $20 worth of candy and process disgusting shit like 7-Eleven donuts.
Gotta get those donuts. Oh, that cotton candy that you mentioned.
God, 7-Eleven sells cotton candy in these little cups, and it's cherry, and it's fucking delicious. So if you live near a 7-Eleven, go see if they have it.
Promoting childhood obesity since
2016. High five. But yeah, every night we'll go out and we'll buy like $20 worth of shit, and we'll come back and we'll sit down on our couch. Yeah,
why do you always do that during a podcast?
The burp?
No, like you always throw up in your mouth. Like
I didn't throw up in my mouth. I just burped.
Because like it's just like every time I'm sitting there editing, and also like, sorry about that.
Okay, because I'm always like literally every 10 seconds I have this weird like esophageal like spasm and I burp, but they're not like regular burps. It's like down near my not my cervix. The cervix is a part of a vagina. Near my diaphragm.
Near your urethra, dude.
Yeah. And actually, I legitimately need to go to a doctor because I have such bad acid reflux. Reflex? What? I don't know what it's called, dude. But someone told me, they were like, yeah, constant burping like that is a sign of cancer. And I'm like, oh, great. So I probably should go to a doctor. But back to what I was saying, these two topics actually kind of correlate.
Okay.
Ryan and I will plop down on the couch and put on like YouTube or Netflix, and we'll just like eat all this shit for like 2 hours.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. We should do
watch
it again
top
tonight.
10 videos. We got Rob Dyke turned up to max.
Yeah, we watch all these like creepy top 10, like top 10 proof of alien life, and
We watch so many top 10 videos, and never will we watch a Matthew Santoro top 10
no,
video.
because his face scares the fuck out of me.
It scares Matt. We can't watch him.
I'm too scared of him. When we saw him at VidCon, I had to leave the room.
It's like a parent trying to bring their kid to a movie because the parent wants to see it, but they don't want to charge for a babysitter, and this kid's like, no, the movie scares me. Just please, just come on. Like YouTube's like, please watch it, please. And we're both like, no, we don't want
scary.
to.
He looks like
scary.
Looks like he just busted out of like an insane asylum, like a psych ward, and he's gonna kill me.
It looks like he creates a photo like shop crossbred between him and the Cheshire cat from Alice in Wonder shit.
Alice in Underpants, the porn version.
It's like he was made in a lab by YouTube to create top 10 videos. It's like, we must create the perfect host.
God, yeah.
Perfect, energetic host to host these top 10 videos.
Some mad scientists were like, let's give him creepily perfect teeth.
Some stereotypical German scientist.
Yeah, he's like a creation, like a monster creation in a lab.
This is my creation.
He's alive.
Matthew Santoro. We love you, Rob Dyke.
Yeah, Rob Dyke doesn't put himself. Well, yeah, he does actually, but Rob Dyke has this creepy.
Barely
like,
puts himself in the thumbnails.
But when he does, I don't mind clicking it because he's got this creepy little charm to him. That's like, it's like, ooh, spooky.
God, it's like Rob Dyke. I have to commend him. It's like he got a what is it? He got a Spike TV show onto YouTube. He's like, volleyball is usually a sport where there are a lot of ups. But unfortunately for this family, their day came crashing down. Like that type of stuff. And like, I love it. It's so creative, and it's just like a little show.
It's like he's writing a high school essay. And he has to write like his opening paragraph. And he's like, for most people, a ride on the subway is a part of their daily life. But for one man in 2005, it's just like, he creates all these wonderful little openings and closings. I love him. I want to give him a big kiss. If I die, mark it down in the books. If either one of us die, we want Rob Dyke to come to our funeral and be the, what is it, a eulogist?
Yeah, eulogy. Just perform a eulogy.
A Googleist from Zoolander. But yeah, I want him to come and perform a eulogy at my funeral, and I want him to just read it out like, Matt Watson, and just read out some goofy fucking eulogy, like written by like someone trying to write a high school essay.
Gotta love Rob Dyke.
Gotta love the Dykes. Is Dyke a bad word? How bad of a word is Dyke? Right
I thought Dyke is just.
It means lesbian.
Well, it means butch lesbian, right? It's a certain type of lesbian that it like tries to.
Well, I'm not saying Dyke in an offensive context. You don't have to cut it out, right?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll keep it in.
I don't know what's offensive.
Give us.
I think it would be more offensive if we just, like, To all the fucking gross dykes out there, like that would be offensive. I think we're just like kind of like figuring out like what the word means.
Yeah, like we're not over here like throwing out some hate speech. We're just legitimately trying to figure out a not commonly used slur.
Yeah,
And, like,
we leave the hate speech up to the professionals over at the Westboro Baptist Church
and Keemstar.
Good. They should like do a collab video.
Oh my god,
they should do. You know how they do those like song parodies?
Yeah,
they should do
videos?
one of found a dollar, found a dollar. It'd be like found a Jesus, found a Jesus.
I don't know, but
I found a Jesus in Bethlehem.
That sounds like a great Westboro Baptist Church parody. But if you've seen their music videos, it's never like found Jesus. It's like thank God for dead soldiers to the tune of like Lady Gaga. God, they're so fucked up. Oh my god. Like I don't know if anyone listening has seen. I'm sure a lot of you have seen their music videos. But what the Westboro Baptist Church does is they will take popular songs and then make like music video parodies of these songs, but they replace it with like
stuff like if you're gay, you will then burn in hell.
Yeah,
that type of shit.
That's good, dude.
Yeah.
Is that actually one of their songs?
I don't know. Sounds like it.
You should be a writer, Ryan.
Yeah.
If
for them.
Yeah, if Super Megger ever goes down the drain, Ryan, I say you and I pack our stuff, move to Wichita, Kansas, and join the Westboro Baptist Church and produce high quality videos for them. What do you say?
Hail God.
Hail God.
Hail God, dude.
So you just walk into their church, just hail God, hail God. Ryan, I got something to talk about.
Yeah.
Explain to me why every fucking children's cereal, it's a mascot either chasing the kids for the cereal or they're chasing him for the cereal. Why can't? No, seriously, think about it. Like Lucky Charms, Trix, Apple Jacks, it's always fucking like people chasing each other for the cereal like it's some rare commodity and they can't just go to the store and fucking buy it. Captain Crunch, it's like he like bursts, he's like, God,
because it's putting you in the club of I have this.
Oh,
I have this.
Look at that. I never thought about it that way. It's like can't they just go to the store and buy the cereal and just coexist and enjoy the cereal?
Well,
in
at that age, the commercials are aimed at kids who then ask their parents. That he's like, oh my god, I saw this like when Cookie Crisp came out. I'm like, chocolate chip cookies for cereal, Dad, Mom. Well, my parents were divorced, so it was like, Dad. Then a week later, Mom, give me some,
and then
give me some Cookie Crisp.
Ryan, the lucky bastard, would get 2 servings of Cookie Crisp. You son of a bitch. You lucky son of a bitch.
I'm so lucky. For Christmas, I'd get 2 boxes of Cookie Crisp.
You asshole. That's all you would get. Under each tree, one wrapped present, and it's a box of Cookie Crisp.
All I want is some Cookie Crisp.
I mean, the fucking, like, Apple Jacks dudes. Like, there was, like, the
Rasta.
Rasta.
The apple and the cinnamon thing.
Yeah, the cinnamon guy was, like a Rasta guy that was... Were they chasing each other? Because they don't make those commercials
No,
anymore.
the apple was chasing the cinnamon man.
Man, I want smoke some weed and eat some Apple Jacks, man. I like, and remember the old Captain Crunch commercials? Like, they'd wish for Captain Crunch, I don't remember, but then his ship would fucking come crashing through wherever the hell they were.
Yeah.
With that little, like, doo-doo-doo.
The one exception to this whole thing are Fruit Loops, right? Or they're probably not the only exception, but they're a big exception because it really only focuses on Toucan Sam, and at least when I was a kid, it focused on him and his like little nephews.
His little nephews,
kind of like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, I remember those commercials. They don't, dude. Cereal. I mean, I haven't seen any recent cereal commercials.
Well, you know, I don't watch TV because Netflix and Hulu and HBO Now and all these things have come into fruition, which has pretty much canceled out the necessity of daytime television.
I mean, as much as I would love to sit down and watch a little Nickelodeon, a little Disney Channel, I don't know what cereal commercials are like nowadays, and I see them every now and then, whether it be like when I'm at my cousin's house and they're watching TV or something like that. But it seems like they've lost that charm, that Lucky Charm. Get it? No, but it seems
that's
like
my favorite cereal.
Lucky Charms I like Fruit Loops.
That's my favorite. Then second has to be Fruity
Pebbles, baby. Fruity Pebbles.
And then third is just whatever I'm in the mood for. So.
Yeah, but that's a good way because I don't know if I have a favorite cereal. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for.
Yeah, I have my streaks.
I like Honeycomb. I like Fruity Pebbles a lot.
Adult cereals are good, like Banana Nut Crunch. Those are some good.
They're good. I like Blueberry. It's really hard to find, and I don't know if it's only in the South, but it's a cereal called Blueberry Morning where it's like these delicious little flakes, and then it's got blueberries, and it's super tasty. And I also like Raisin Bran a lot. Raisin Bran Crunch. It's got to be Raisin Bran Crunch. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of
They're
shit.
Sweet little crunchy bits.
Yeah, and those raisins.
Oh, raisins.
But like the Oh, Reese's Puffs too. Remember the old commercials for Reese's Puffs?
Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolate flavor.
See, that's good marketing because now, like,
That's ingrained.
like 8 years later, 8 to 10 years later, we still remember that song exactly.
There'll be times, literally, like, probably very rarely, but every now and then, like, I'll go into the shower and I'll be like, Reese's Puffs,
Reese's
and then I'll
Puffs.
just like sing it in my head, or I'll like sing it to myself. It's weird. How is that stuff ingrained? Like, like the national anthem and all that shit. Or
I don't know the words to the
Pledge
national
Allegiance.
anthem.
Or so, okay, we'll dumb it down. The Pledge of Allegiance. Why do we know all that? Why?
Because they from the time until I can
Or like
remember, they made us
this.
say it every single day.
Join in. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones from here below, they are weak, but he is strong.
I don't know anything beyond
Really?
the Bible tells me so.
Wow.
It does. Is it?
I guess, did I have a bigger religious upbringing than you did?
Well, I think.
Because I was like very into it for a long time.
I think we grew up with different sects of Christianity that were very different, and I think that you were in the type of Christianity that sang more of those songs. Because my family
I went
was always
to a Methodist church. What
yeah.
did you go to?
My family was
Baptist?
always very no. We were Anglican. We were always we went to a really contemporary church.
Okay.
So it was very like modern, and we didn't sing that stuff. But
did you have the please turn to in page 409?
No.
Okay,
we had
that's the type of church we had, and then we had the early service that were like, Jesus is cool. Like
yeah,
that.
we had a rock band, and but there was also another church next to us that was part of our church, but it was for like old people, and they would play the organ, and it was like 7 a.m. And I think we went to it once, and it was god awful. Oh, you gotta wake up at the crack of dawn and listen to a bunch of old people like and you could smell their breath and shit, and they all smell bad. And I hate old people. But but does it make me un-American, Ryan? Do you just want to grab your rifle and your American flag and kill me for not knowing the words to the national anthem? Let's sing the national anthem. Let's see how much I know.
No, I definitely don't know it.
Let's try. Is it okay?
Oh,
this sounds
say,
really bad. Is the
yeah.
national anthem the one that goes "Oh say can you"?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. God, some patriotic people are gonna give me a lot of shit.
Are the national anthem and the Star Spangled Banner the same thing?
No. God,
say can
you
you
see
for
by the dawn's early light, for
so proud. We skipped a whole bunch of shit. Why is it getting so peppy and bright right off the bat?
Every time I'm at a baseball game, which is not very often, but every time I'm at any sports event, they're like, "Please rise for the national anthem." I'm like, fuck.
It reminds me of like North Korea when I see that at a stadium. Just everyone stands up
And they have their hands over their heart.
Oh,
it's like we're gonna get a lot of shit because there's a lot of
nationalism
people that are like super patriotic, super American, and there's nothing wrong if you're into that. But I think it's a little silly to get offended by like, you don't know the lyrics to the national anthem?
You're not Americans. Why do you even live here?
It's like a lot of people don't realize that, there's so many fucking cultures out there and so much other shit. And I don't mean to sound like a pretentious
We're a melting
cultured
pot.
asshole.
That's the thing of America. We're a melting pot. Why are we trying to like be like America? Oh! When it's like when we're supposed to at least accept other countries, we don't have a clear history of doing that.
We live in Los Angeles, and before I moved here, I had never seen so many different races, religions, types of people in one place.
It's just white and black where we live.
Yeah, it's just there's not really any Mexicans. There's like no Muslims, barely any Asians. So it's like coming to LA was this massive eye-opening cultural, punch in the face. And I think people should focus more on America as this great place where it doesn't matter what country you're from. You can come here and everyone can have a chance at doing something. Not this like, oh, you're not American, fuck you. Ryan's actually not an American because he has
an American.
Nope, he's part Middle Eastern.
Somewhat, yeah. Trump would be pissed about that.
Yeah.
He'd tell me to go back home.
What percentage like Middle Eastern are you? Like
I'm
a quarter?
25%.
Because your mom is half Middle Eastern, right?
Yeah.
Okay, from
like
Libya?
Arabic.
Or Lebanon?
She moved to Lebanon. She was born in Libya.
Okay.
And then moved to Lebanon. Then, of course, because of the civil war conflict going on there. I mean, they have a lot of conflicts going. They did have a lot. They probably still
Last
do
year's Civil War or this
Lebanon.
year's Civil War? Just like
but so they just moved to the U.S. early, and that's a summarized story of my mom coming to the U.S.
It's the great story of Cecile and that sweet Arab puma.
Ooh,
yep.
Get yourself a slice today. Pre-order now and
buy
get
one
some
get
Cecile
one free. Yeah, but
love you, Mom.
My parents are just good old Americans, just good old white Americans. But anyway, Ryan, we also want to take a moment as this podcast is nearing its end. we want to thank you guys for the unending support that you've been giving us the past few weeks.
Yeah, views are
Yeah,
great, and
we-
not just that, but like the comments, they're all positive, at least mostly from what I've seen. And to get so many positive comments after such a big growth is a really cool thing to see. Because we get those mixtures of "fuck you guys are offensive," boo-hoo. But it's good to see that people are supporting this brand of humor and style of comedy and channel in general.
Yeah, and it's like but we a few weeks ago we got that bump from Jack gave us a shout out in one of his videos, and ever since then the growth has been pretty constant, and it looks like the channel is on its way to bigger and better things. And we just want to say genuinely thank you for everyone who has subscribed, everyone who watches us on a daily basis, people that say they actually look forward to watching our videos.
Just the people that come stop by every now and then.
Yeah, just to give it a watch. Like, thank you so much, because this is, what we basically do with our lives. This is why we live. This is why we moved across the country. This is what we do. So the fact that people actually support it and enjoy it and show their friends and family, it means a lot. So really thank you guys for all the support recently. We have a lot of good stuff on the way that you're not going to want to miss. But anyways, I can't think of anything else to say. So now,
sorry, let me save you. Let me hop on this segue real quick.
let me climb on the back.
Okay. Okay.
Say something, Ryan. Get me out of this hole.
Here we go. Are you ready for this, Matt?
I'm ready.
You haven't fucking played Overwatch yet, dude.
I haven't played Overwatch.
What the fuck?
I bought it. I haven't played it. But I think that I don't want to make any promises. But
we're supposed to shoot a video of some sort.
We're maybe gonna do an Overwatch video about my first experience with Overwatch.
Pretty much, we're forced to do this because
we just said it. Well, I want to do it anyway. So
yeah.
Keep your eyes open for that. Maybe it might not happen, so don't hold us to that because.
But we want to.
We're big liars.
Yeah, we're huge liars. We make promises we can't keep. Just like normal fucking human beings.
Oh my god, it's almost like we make mistakes, like humans.
Oh no, you mean we're not some weird corporate machine that just pumps out content and smiles?
Yes. And okay, real quick, back to commenters that get offended. It's funny when people they stumble upon our videos and they take their time to type out this long comment about how we riled their feathers up. It's just funny to me because it's like no one's making you watch it. It's free content. If you don't like it, just give it a dislike and move on. You don't have to write out this long post. It's like,
and not just that, but when you're getting mad at someone for a different belief, you're doing more harm to your side. You need to I don't know. I wish people were more understanding that people had different views. And, if we do something, sometimes it may be offensive. It may be wrong to say. But, if your first instinct is to get mad, then how do you expect us to even learn a little bit more or want to at least accept what you're saying? If it comes off as an attack, we're not going to really listen to your side that much. We're not going to try to understand it. But I don't know. I just feel like if you come at something with such volatile, just sharpened teeth and everything. Yeah, you're doing nothing but making yourself, I guess, try to look better in some moral way, because we all know that if you have a better moral compass than the person next to you, then you have an open seat to Shangri-La.
What?
Yeah.
Words to Live by Ryan McGee. or in the words of Steve Harvey, if you have a good moral barometer. Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Okay, well, Steve Harvey's a real piece of shit, by the way. And you can disagree with me. You can disagree with me, but Steve Harvey is a fucking asshole. There's a compilation online of Steve Harvey saying these awful fucking things, and it doesn't matter what your opinions are. Steve Harvey says some really
Isn't he like an
things.
iconic comedic figure?
Steve Harvey? Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
Steve Harvey. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why. I was thinking of someone else.
Yeah, but Steve Harvey's a real asshole. I'm just throwing that out there.
What does he do? What does he do that riles your feathers?
He says a lot of really
look, we're being mean back.
Yeah.
Hey guys, remember, if you don't agree with our point of view, it's just fuck you, Steve Harvey.
No, but Steve Harvey is kind of an asshole. If you don't believe me, go look up compilations of just search "I hate Steve Harvey" and you'll see why. He says some really shitty things, and he's allowed to have his own opinions, but he's also kind of really shitty. He says a lot of really kind of fucked up things.
Fight us.
Yeah, fight us. I would love to have Steve Harvey come on the podcast so I could debate him. And speaking of Steve Harvey, I just remembered when I was in middle school, my bus driver would always have a little radio, and she would always play Steve Harvey on the way to school, and it was very obnoxious. Not because I disliked Steve Harvey at the time, just because it was a very loud man on the radio at 6:30 in the morning when I'm just trying to do my homework on the bus or take a little...
This is why you hate him.
This is the true root
This
of
is the subconscious hate.
the seed of hate that Steve Harvey subconsciously planted in me as a child. Nope, that sounded sexual. So
Steve Harvey planted his seed of hatred into you when you were
dude,
just a young boy.
I was just a little boy on the bus, and Steve Harvey planting his seed in me. Well, guys, that about does it for this episode of Super Mega Cast. We got into some pretty deep, some pretty touchy topics, but we promise, these are just our opinions. If you don't like them, we're sorry.
And they're subject to change at a moment's notice because people's opinions happen to change.
Yes, so don't hate us for our opinions. We don't
Except
hate you
if you're
for...
Hillary Clinton flip-flopping everywhere.
Oh, you stupid son of a bitch. But guys, we love you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Next week we'll talk about some more fun topics that aren't so out there. But guys, thank you so much for listening. Ryan, do you have any last words?
Cuckoo Cuckoo.
What? Were you doing the I Am the Walrus thing by the Beatles? What are you doing? You're just making a noise now. You're just making noise. Just say bye. Just say bye, Ryan. Ryan, I've got the taste of Capri Sun in my mouth. It's a beautiful Los Angeles evening, and we're recording episode 10 of Super Megacast.
Yes, praise be, episode 10.
On the podcast, we're going to be talking about our trip to Area 51. We're going to talk about UFOs. We're going to talk about how Nevada was. Maybe we'll talk about our beliefs in the extraterrestrial and what is out there, because that is always a fun topic. So let's get right into it. Double digits.
Entertainment and the media tell me that 10 is a big deal.
Yay! Somewhere out there, someone just sent a balloon off into the sky for us.
Oh, one of those Chinese lantern things?
Yeah, and they drew our pictures on it.
I want to do that. I've never done that.
I saw some recently, actually. I don't remember where I saw them, but I thought it was a UFO, and I freaked out for a second. But
speaking of UFOs.
Yeah, speaking of UFOs.
Yeah,
What did we do, Ryan?
We drove 6 hours out of our way from Los Angeles to the middle of the Nevada desert to go to Area 51.
Area 51. Now, for those of you who aren't from America, or maybe just don't know what Area 51 is somehow, Area 51 is a government base in the middle of the Nevada desert that is super famous for how top secret it is, and also the main reason it's famous is because of aliens. It is associated with aliens, with UFO culture as the, alien base where the government allegedly keeps aliens, UFOs, stuff like that.
It's an Air Force base. And so they keep, weaponry there because they do weapon testing.
Yeah, they have, nuclear shit there. They have either way, whether there's aliens there or not, it is a huge top security base that is super, super, super secure.
Yeah, and just to give you guys an idea of how secure this place is, basically, we'll get into the details of these gates, but there's two gates that we went to, the front gate and the back gate. The front gate is just a border line with signs that say, hey, if you cross this line, you'll go to jail for 6 months or be fined $1,000. And that's not the checkpoint. The checkpoint is 2 miles down that road, then you'll get to the checkpoint. And then 6 miles down the road, that's where you get to the base. And they have helicopters patrolling the perimeter to make sure hikers and other people don't get into the base or anything.
Because you can get shot if you accidentally wander in there.
Yeah, they have permission to shoot you.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's the camo dudes that rest on top of the hill at the front gate.
It's guys that wear all camo. They have, AR-15s, and what they do is they drive around in these white pickup trucks, and every time, whenever you show up to one of these gates or you get close to the base, you'll see them, appear on a hill in the distance, and they'll just sit there and just watch you to make sure you're not doing anything you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah,
or going somewhere
the border.
You shouldn't be going, because if you cross that line, because they don't take their eyes off of you when you're there. And if you cross that line, they will very quickly come and point their guns at you, and you're not going to have a good time. So
no. This
trip started, it was about 5 in the morning, and I just, this idea popped in my head. I'm like, let's go to, I've always wanted to go to Area 51. So I text Ryan, Ryan, let's go to Area 51. And literally the next day, we were packing our things and getting in the car and driving to Area 51. Now, there is not an address for these places.
No.
You cannot find them by searching it on Google Maps. You have to go to websites and find the coordinate points to get to these places.
Websites specifically dedicated to Area 51.
Yeah, so you have to find the coordinates to these places and drive way out in the middle of the desert, because literally where we were, there was not civilization for about 13 miles, and then that civilization was a town of 50 people, and that's the only civilization around for so long.
Yeah, so that civilization of 50 people, that's that's 13 miles away. We were 13 miles away from civilization. We were at the back gate. Rachel, which is where we were staying at the Little Inn, that is 30 miles away from a gas station, 80 miles away from a grocery store, and these are the closest of the kind.
Yeah, it's literally just a big flat desert. It's super hot, by the way, with just a bunch of trailers stuck in the middle of it, and that's where we stayed. We actually stayed at this place, this famous little place called the Little Inn. Get it? It's like inn, like a hotel.
Aha.
So we pull up to this place, and it is a collection of trailers. Just right in the middle of this sandy desert, and we pull up. There's a big sign. They've got like a fake alien. They've got a tow truck that has like a big replica UFO hanging from the back of the tow truck, which was actually pretty cool. So it was definitely a really interesting place, and I would even say that this trip to Nevada and to see Area 51 and everything, I think that is honestly one of the coolest trips I have ever been on.
Oh yeah, bar none. It is definitely. I don't know, just like I've been to Costa Rica. I've been on like 6 cruises. I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to like all these kind of like, usual vacation spots. And going out in the middle of the desert, there's something so special about it that I think it trumps those to me, honestly.
Because it's non-conventional. It's like different, it's not a regular vacation.
You're out in the middle of the desert, and at night, since there's no like civilization really except for this little town, and the lights are dim, so you can see all the stars in the sky. The sky is beautiful. You can see the Milky Way. You can see constellations. I only know of the Big Dipper and Little Dipper. I know of more, but those are the only ones I can actually find in the sky. But you can see so much. And what else can you see in the sky?
Oh, okay. So the airspace around Rachel, Nevada, and around Area 51 is completely shut off to commercial flights, and believe it, it's even shut off to military flights. The only access to the airspace around there is designated Area 51 aircraft. So once the sun set, the stars started to come out, and Ryan and I were just walking around the desert, and all of a sudden we started to see lights in the sky. And these aren't like regular lights, like not regular planes. These are different shapes of lights, different colors. They have different blinking patterns from regular planes. Some of them were just solid glowing lights. And they started to grow in number until at some points, I'd say there were like 7 of them at once.
Oh, yeah.
That they would just way up in the atmosphere. You'd see them just flying around, doing all these crazy turns and stuff, super fast. They go incredibly fast. But at nighttime, Ryan and I would just go out and sit at this picnic table, and we would just watch as like dozens of these lights would just soar around the sky, and some of them would even change colors, which was really interesting.
Yeah,
like they're not UFOs because you can hear like the plane sounds really far away. You can hear that they're jets. I was hoping that we would see like a real UFO, like something like, what is that?
I think that would fuck me up for life. It would amaze me, but like for the rest of my life, I think I would somewhat go crazy because I couldn't get people to actually believe me.
Yeah, but so when we got to Rachel and we got to the Little Alien, we went to the main trailer, and the main trailer is this big. It's not really a trailer. It's more like a little complex that has a bar and a restaurant inside, and the inside is just plastered with just like printed out pictures of aliens, printed out pictures of UFOs. They had a bunch of like alien dummies and stuff. Really interesting place. Really weird, kind of rundown little UFO freak type of place, and you go in, and the first thing you see is a bar, and the people that are out here in this part of the desert are not regular people. These people are they're either really weird tourists, or they're like, I don't know, dude, they're almost like trailer trash. I mean, I sound mean saying that, but everyone out there was so bizarre.
Yeah, most of the people we saw were definitely locals because, I mean, the town's only, 54 people
yeah.
technically. And, of course, you get the tourists that go there, but, like, the people that we were seeing with their dogs and stuff, they were just sitting out there.
Yeah, it's like a big fat dude, like, sitting
missing
in, like,
a lot
lawn
of his
chair.
teeth.
Yeah, with a ridiculous, like, dumb look on his face, who was there for, like, 6 hours straight just sitting out there. And it was hot, by the way. Nevada is really fucking hot.
A dry heat. It's much better than, like,
humidity.
the South Carolina humidity. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah,
but, like,
so
it's definitely dry. It just, like, takes the breath out of you.
Yeah, it's like being in an oven. It's like, oh, my God. Like, when the first time we got out of the car, it was so I could take a little pee-pee on the side of the road in the desert. I got out, and I was, like, in disbelief by how hot it was.
I would have loved it
scorching.
if, like, steam started coming up from your pee.
That reminds me, when my dad was in the Army in Alaska, he said, like, when they would pee on the trails in Alaska, it would freeze the second it hit the ground. And
Really?
they could make like statues with their piss, like ice sculptures, because they could just like build it up.
That makes it scary because what if it just
Froze too fast and goes right up your dick, like
and you have to like take a little mini mallet and like smash it within your dick, and then you got shards of you got shards of your own urine sticking in your urethra.
Well, that's a nice image of pointy things in my urethra. But back to Nevada. Yeah, so we get there, and I had to like sign all the stuff for us to stay in the room. I think it was only like $50 or something, but there were a bunch of really interesting locals. The locals of this place are quite characters. I guess that's the only way I can describe them.
That's how I would like. I told you while we were there. It's like this seems like an act. It seems like we're almost at Disney World because I'm like no one talks like this.
But they did.
Yeah,
it was really weird. I guess that's how people are out in the deep middle of the desert. And if anyone's listening to this that lives in the deep middle of the desert, I'm sure they know what we're talking about because I'm sure they've encountered many of these types of people.
Yeah, because like the woman at the bar, she was just kind of like she would tell us the moment you get on 375, they got facial recognition. They know everything about you. They know your mothers. They know everything that you've done. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm sure that what you're saying is 100% factual.
A lot of very like conspiracy theorist people out there because a lot of the people out there are very I don't know. There's a big UFO culture, and I love like the whole UFO culture of America with these kind of like
just like the unknown culture in general.
the people that like chase the wild unknown stuff, and there were a lot of those people out there. And so basically, you're gonna see a lot of this in our vlog that is coming out soon.
Saturday.
Hopefully Saturday, yeah. Basically, instead of staying in a motel, they have a bunch of trailers, and you stay in a trailer that's like
a shared trailer. So
yeah,
there's probably like 2 rooms in each.
And we had 2 other people staying in the trailer with us.
Yeah.
But
You share a bathroom, a fridge, a microwave.
yeah, but it's really dated stuff. Like they got a VCR, a really old tube TV, and
They gave you a Ziploc bag with coffee grounds in it so you can make coffee.
yeah. But we get into our room. It looks like it's out of like 1991, and we put all our stuff down, and then we're like, hey, let's go to the back gates of Area 51 because we had already been to the front gates at this time. So we got instructions on how to get to the back gates. So basically, like you have to get out of Rachel, and then you have to drive down a dirt road for about 13 miles, and this dirt road is just desert. There's nothing around you, and you just watch the town fade away behind you as you drive away.
Yeah.
And it's eerie because there's nothing around.
I don't think I've ever been that secluded.
I don't think I have either. Never. You're just so far away from everything. You're miles and miles. But
let's get this straight. If an emergency happened, it would take the sheriff 2.5 hours just to get down there.
yeah, because there's only one sheriff around here, and he's in this town called Alamo, Nevada, which is 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
So the only sheriff is like 45 minutes away from this town.
But he's gonna take his time. He's not coming right then and there.
Yeah, so the woman that was running the restaurant and the bar told us that about 3 times a week, tourists will go to Area 51, and they'll cross the line about 3 times a week. That'll happen.
Probably cross it way too far. Because
Yeah.
we've seen videos of people crossing the line before, but I bet these people just go full body in the base.
Like they actually like get duck under and like start walking in.
Yeah.
Which is really stupid because there's security cameras that will follow your every move. They turn and look at you. So if you walk away, they'll turn and stare right at you, which was really creepy when we discovered they were doing that. But people cross it about 3 times a week, and the guards, as you can tell, that's a big no-go. So they get arrested, and they have to call the sheriff to come deal with them. So the sheriff has to drive like an hour to Rachel, and the woman said like he hates doing it, so he's going to make it worth his time. So before he picks up the people that get arrested, he stops at the bar, he gets a burger, he talks with everyone, has a good time, and then drives 15 miles out in the middle of the desert to go pick the people up. And she said that by the time the sheriff usually gets there, the people are like blistered, they're sunburnt,
She described it as second-degree burns. Part of me just thinks that she's like helping them, just kind of like that advice of hers is helping them out. No one hears this. Yeah, if you cross that line, they'll hold you to the ground. You get second-degree burns. They'll hold you there for 2.5 hours until the sheriff gets here. The sheriff will take his time. So have fun. I don't think anybody in their right mind will be like, okay, I'm gonna test it now.
Yeah, exactly. Because like there are these buildings, like small little bunkers behind the gate with very tinted windows. You cannot really see inside. I saw one shadow move inside the building at one point, but inside there are guards watching you when you're at the gate, and they're just watching, waiting. If you step over that line, they're going to come out with guns loaded, and they're going to arrest you because there's a lot of signs that say, like, do not go beyond this point. And if you go beyond the point, you're stupid because it clearly says, do not go beyond this point.
There's actually a video on YouTube of a family like being held at gunpoint, and they tell them the family to turn around, and like they make the father like walk backwards to them, and it's crazy. Like security is taken seriously, and it's not just this like whole thing where it's like they're just trying to intimidate people. It's like no, they're fucking serious because they're guarding a weapons testing base and an Air Force base that is also known for being secretive.
Aliens.
So like yeah. And it's like, why wouldn't they act like that? And people who test that, like, I don't know. I wouldn't test $1,000 fine just to step over the line. But I will say that I did secretively just kind of touch my back heel over the line at the front gates just to say I crossed the border.
Ryan, they're coming. They're gonna come for you now. They're probably at the bunker right now, just listening to this podcast. Like, wait a second.
Wait, is that Ryan and Matt from Super Mega?
Send out the choppers, boys. The reason we went was to make our Pokemon Go video, and
really fun to make.
Oh, super fun. If you haven't checked it out yet, it is on our channel. It's Pokemon Go at Area 51. However, the servers were down the first time we went, so we decided, you know what, let's take a chance. Let's go back to the gate in the dead of night. Very scary idea. But it's like, how often can we do this?
A lot of strange shit happened on our way to the base at night.
Yeah,
like, remember the owl?
Dirt road at night?
Yeah, we were driving down, and there were a bunch of rabbits that were going across the street, and then all of a sudden, we're driving down, then we see this figure in the middle of the road. It's an owl, not looking at us. It's faced the opposite direction of us, and we drive by it. I have to swerve a little out of its way, and it doesn't even bother. It doesn't
look at us once.
Yeah, it just stays still.
And finally just flew away without even looking at us. Like, we were probably 2 or 3 feet from it with the headlights right on it, and it couldn't care less. It wouldn't even look at us, and then just flew away. And we were like, oh, that's creepy. But we kept driving down this road, and a rabbit would run out in front of us every, 3 seconds.
It would zigzag, and I'm like, I'm just going straight. Just peel off to the right, dude.
Yeah, they you'd see one on the side of the road, and he'd look at you, and then run out in front of you, and be like, oh, geez, should I run in front of the car or not?
Okay.
50% of the time, they choose to run in front of the car. But we see the lights of the gates in the distance. We finally show up after about 10 minutes, and we get there, and it's creepy. It's the middle of the desert, pitch black. The only lights are the stars and this little gate with checkpoints. It's got flashing red lights and big floodlights shining down. And we get out. It's completely silent. By the way, the desert is so silent. Like, I have never been somewhere so quiet.
It sounded like a nice recording studio.
Yeah, it did. There's nothing. It sounded so great. Like, if we recorded our podcasts out in the middle of the desert, it'd probably sound better than our living room. but we get out there and we're shooting our thing, and then what happened, Ryan?
Well, okay, so I was setting up a shot, and I went to go turn off my car, so, because I didn't want to waste gas or just have the car on, blah, blah, blah. So I went to go turn off the car, and all of a sudden, as I'm about to set up the next shot for Matt, the floodlights turn off. Fuck. It freaked me the fuck out.
Oh, it terrified me.
The lights went out, then it's pitch black in the middle of the desert with only these ominous red circular lights flashing, and they don't illuminate much. It's just to be like, hey, this is a stop sign. You should stop here.
Yeah,
that's it.
They're the lights that are on the little rail that lifts up, the little gate that lifts up.
Yeah.
And when they shut the lights off on purpose. It's weird because we're out there, and there's guys inside this little bunker that are watching us on the security cameras. And I think that when they saw we had flashlights and we were filming and stuff, and I think that when they saw you were going to, because your car was on, so I think they were hoping we would just stop and then leave.
Yeah.
But I think when they saw you turned your car off, they realized oh, they're planning on staying. Yeah. So I think that they shut the lights off to say go away, don't be filming around here.
And it's hard to film. Like, we had the flashlight and everything, but it would be, I don't know. It just, honestly, it's not gonna be it would be hard to film in the dark. It just freaked us the fuck out, and they obviously didn't want us there, and so we thought it was probably best that we kind of.
I think they're intimidating us, trying to make us go away. But the second those lights shut off and it's just pitch black, we were just like, well, time to leave. And we quickly got in the car and just...
Intimidation is on their side, just strictly because we're out in the middle of nowhere. We have no help. Like, if something happened to us, regardless if they caused it or not, it would be hard to get anyone out there in time to, help us or save us, and that type of thing. Even if I got a flat tire, that would be terrible.
And just the fact that it's Area 51 is incredibly intimidating in itself. So as soon as those lights went off, we got back in the car and we peeled out of there. And they kept the lights off for I'm assuming they turned them back on after we left, but it's not like they were turning them off because it's a certain time of night. They definitely did it on purpose at a certain time to make us go away. And I'm pretty sure they turned them back on because I did some research, and apparently online it's happened to other people that have been there at night. They shut the lights off to make them go away. So yeah, that's that. But that was really fucking scary.
Yeah. The prospect of whether you believe in aliens or not, just the prospect that there's a possibility. You have to say that there's at least somewhat of a possibility that at Area 51 there's people there with some knowledge of extraterrestrial life.
Well, yeah, absolutely. People think like, if you believe in aliens, you're weird or you're crazy. But I want to say the opposite. I want to say it's crazy to not believe in aliens for this reason. There are trillions and trillions of planets in the universe. To say that we're the only ones that were lucky enough to develop life, to say that not one other planet somewhere out there that's orbiting a star at least has developed bacteria or plants or just had the right conditions for life, I think that's kind of crazy to say that's impossible, that we're the only ones out of trillions, literally trillions. That's such a big number of planets. When there's that many planets, I think the odds of some of them supporting life, like, I think they have to get lucky, but it definitely happens. And I think even NASA said something like they believe that there's millions of planets that have intelligent life out there.
I mean, come on, like, there's the people that are like, oh, then why haven't we discovered it yet? It's like, do you know how shallow into the universe we can actually see?
We have not seen 0.0000001% of the universe, and we never will. We'll never be able to. But by the time humanity ends, we will still have never seen more than a fraction of a millionth of the percent of the universe, because it's so big, and there's so much stuff out there, so many stars and planets and all that stuff. Now, I'm not saying like when people think of aliens, they think of like little green men, or they think of like gray aliens that come in like silver flying saucers. I'm not saying I believe in that stuff, but I'm saying I think it's ignorant to discredit the fact that there is definitely life out there.
Yeah. And I mean, it's definitely possible that there's flying saucers and these little green or gray men. But like, I think what's also cool about alien life is that, when ants look at us, they can't really perceive us. What if there's like beings like that are like similar in that aspect, to where like we can't really comprehend their existence because we live on a different plane than they do?
Yeah, like beings that exist on another dimension, that are like more advanced than us, that can, I don't know, go through time and space and stuff like that. It's like time is not a thing that exists to them. But we just can't comprehend them, just like an ant can't comprehend a human. I mean, there is a lot of so many cases and documented cases of UFOs, alien abductions, and I'm not saying those are all real, but so many of them are so similar, and there's so many sightings where hundreds of people have witnessed the same thing and stuff like that, that it's definitely, whether it's aliens or not, weird things do happen all the time.
You and I both have seen a bright green flash behind Los Angeles.
And over the ocean, too.
Well, you saw it behind, over the ocean. I saw it behind the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah, so it was late at night, probably like half a year ago.
Yeah.
Ryan and I were sitting out on a back deck at nighttime, at probably like 2 in the morning, and I just, out over the ocean, there was a massive just green flash out over the Pacific Ocean, like just lit up the sky for a second.
It looks kind of like the Iron Giant green flash.
Yeah. And the Iron Giant, when he shoots that thing like off in the horizon, it kind of looked like that. And I was like, whoa. Yeah, it happened about 10 minutes later. Ryan missed it again. He thought I was insane, didn't believe me. But then, was it like the next night? We were out on the back deck again.
It was within
a week
2 days or a week. I'd say definitely within a week. I was standing alone on the back porch. You were in your room.
Yeah, I went to bed at this point.
And I was looking out over the deck, just kind of relaxing, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all that good stuff. And all of a sudden, behind the city, I just see this massive, just green flash from behind the city. I don't know what that shit is. Like, I want to say, oh, I was so totally stoned and I imagined it. That, I was so tired, I hallucinated it. But, like, I saw it. And I remember I saw it because, like, it affected me. Like, it made me jump, and I had to go back in my brain and be like, did I see that? Then it's, like, registered back to me, yep, you did see that. And I had to go up and tell you. And it's like, is there, like, I want to know, like, is there something that is just kind of natural sometimes, that's rare that happens? Because there's some
like
things
an atmospheric condition or something?
Yeah, because some things happen and they're very strange, like that hum that can be heard all around the world every now and then. What, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, certain parts of the world hear this low frequency hum, and there's no way to, like, detect where it's coming from, but everyone can hear this just low, it's creepy too.
Go look it up.
Yeah,
YouTube.
It's called the hum. Go on Wikipedia, look it up. I don't know, maybe it could be like, it could be government testing stuff out at sea or something, or out in the desert, and you see the remnants of it, of something like that, or it could be some weird atmospheric phenomenon, or it could be Could be some weird dimensional shit going on, Ryan. A vortex of some sort, ripping time and space.
Yeah, just aliens. I hope aliens exist.
I hope that we've made contact with aliens. I wish that it wasn't a secret if we had, but I think that's so cool if we somehow had some communication with another race of beings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like speaking of things with the ocean and shit, I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, which is famous for these massive sonic booms that come from way out of the ocean. These massive, just explosive sonic booms. Every few months or so, it'll happen and it'll shake everyone's windows, and no one knows where they come from. They don't, just the middle of the day or nighttime, just this massive blast, and no one knows where it comes from. And it's like,
wait, where's this?
Off the coast of Charleston. I mean,
really?
it happens.
Have you witnessed it?
Yeah, I've heard it many times. They happen off the East Coast a lot. Just these massive, huge sonic blasts that shake everything, and no one knows where they come from.
So it's a mystery. It's not like this is like just them testing.
No, the government says it's not them. Well, I mean, of course they'd say that, but like nobody knows what it is.
Could be like meteors entering the atmosphere, falling into the ocean.
No, because they would detect that stuff,
yeah.
like on radars and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
But it's just far out at sea. These big, and it shakes, like the windows rattle. It'll shake things. It's even registered it on the Richter scale before because they've been so big. But no one knows. I think they were documented even as far back as like the 1800s and shit.
Oh wow.
So there's a lot of theories on them I've read on Wikipedia, but like nobody knows where they've come from, and there've been really big ones before. And we overheard some people talking when we were in Nevada at a campfire. We heard some people talking about like how there were like massive sonic booms earlier in the day nearby and stuff, which obviously would be from like jet testing and stuff. But yeah, the sonic booms that happen, I'm sure some of you in the comments have. If you live near the coast, some of you have probably heard them before. It's a big mystery, though. There's different theories. Like, I heard one theory that had to do with, like, the electromagnetic field, like, slipping and sliding for a split second or something. But I heard another one about it's oil companies sending massive ultrasounds, like sonic. They do a big sound blast down into the ocean floor to see if there's, like, oil. That's another one. And then, of course, there's, like, UFOs entering the atmosphere and then government testing stuff offshore. But no one knows what it is, and no one's ever claimed responsibility for the booms.
Or me doing a cannonball due to my new weight.
Just like someone out at sea with a cannon. Just shit.
You took that a literal cannonball?
Oh! Oh, you meant like
a personal cannonball because of my newly gained weight.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. I thought you meant
people
it was like
pointing out in the comments section. By the way, I know I get heavier. It's my body. I'm not stupid.
Hey guys, Ryan's getting fat. What a fat ass. Oh, also Matt looks really tired and anorexic. Does he have cancer? Yes.
No.
But yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of weird phenomena that happen every day around the world that aren't explained and can't be explained and probably never will be explained. You know, a lot of them are hoaxes, and that's the problem. People like to stage hoaxes for publicity and attention, which makes it harder to credit. It makes the real events that happen more discredited, and less people will believe them, which sucks. If you're someone that witnesses something extraordinary and then no one believes you, that's got to be an awful feeling.
A lot of crazy shit happens. Humans do crazy stuff. To be like, no, it's not possible that our government would be hiding information that there might be life somewhere else in our universe that contacted us one day. I would totally believe our government would hide that from us. Why wouldn't they?
Because here's the thing. I read about this online because if you know me in person, you know that I love. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I think I love reading about them. I love
X or whatever.
Yeah, I love going on there and reading all the creepy, weird things. I love Bigfoot. I love aliens. I love that kind of stuff. I'm really into that kind of stuff. Yeah, Ryan likes Nessie a lot.
I love Nessie.
And call me stupid. I totally believe in Bigfoot. You can call me as stupid as you want. It's just my personal belief.
There are species of larger apes that have been like discovered. Not like they haven't seen them, but you know they did exist, and it could be the possibility that they went extinct. Or they became very endangered and are in the woods. Where these, you know, it's not like there's a whole crowd of people searching the woods.
Yeah, I mean,
we
learned if we learned anything in Nevada, there's a lot of wilderness that there's no people for miles and miles. So I don't know. I don't know what's out there. I just think it's very interesting and very exciting. But, oh yeah, and then there's like conspiracy, because, you know, you see videos online where it's like people on their deathbed exposing the secrets of Area 51 because
the
they work there.
CIA guy that we saw the other night.
And people are like, well, if this is real, wouldn't the government take it down? But then there's the contrary, like, well, if someone uploaded it and the government took it down, then that would kind of confirm that it's real. So maybe they leave it up, and then people just think it's fake because they're like, oh, well, the government would have taken it down if it's real.
Well, yeah, the number one rule is like if someone's hiding something is suspicion. So it's like if you know, if you go, hey, where are the cookies? Did you save any cookies for me, Ryan? And I take the cookie jar and I'm like, and I hide it and I'm like, no, where's the cookie jar, Ryan? You know, then it's probably obvious what happened, Matt.
There were cookies here earlier, Ryan. Where'd they go? I don't know. I didn't know.
Did you eat them, Ryan? No.
Looks like the commenters think you ate them, Ryan. I can see how like weight you're gaining there.
Fuckers.
Fuck
Fucking
you guys.
immature children.
I just remember someone was like, there was a comment one time that was like, I miss the old thin Ryan. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
I think that was on Syndigo where I saw that.
That's so shitty though. It's just like, fuck you. I love that. I think we talked about this on a Syndigo podcast about the same fucking person, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, like, I miss the old thin Ryan.
A lot of our fans are like, they have no filter. I think they're very young and they're
like we love you guys, but some of you guys just it seems like you're just trying to find anything to complain about in our videos. And we appreciate all of the people who don't do that. But if you do that, it's kind of annoying. I mean, we don't really care, but it does get a little annoying.
Oh, and you know what's hilarious, Matt?
What?
When we say, okay, get this, Matt, ready?
Oh,
Are you ready? When we say, they always comment about us not being good at the game. They're little assholes. And then they're like, they say not to comment about the game. You know they hear that and they're like, these guys are bad at this game. Even though they told me not to say that. It's like, haha, you're funny.
I love it.
You're not bantering with us because we don't know who you are.
I love like how people complain that we're not good at games. They're like, that's kind of our thing, is we're just really bad at games. You shouldn't come to our channel if you're expecting people to be good at games.
I think our main thing is just having fun with the shit, you know?
Yeah, just have fun. Just goof around with it. You know what I'm saying? Two friends just playing a game that they never played before and just having a good time.
I don't know. Like, I look at playthroughs, and, like, while it's cool to see people that are skilled, like, the only people that are fun to watch that are actually skilled at a game are the people that are, like, blasting through levels in speed runs or, like, can do the like, you know, the no-scoping video, that type of stuff. Like, I don't know. I enjoy when people, like, go to an extent and it's like, wow, that would take hours for me to even try to do that. Well, here's the thing. We've said it in a Let's Play before. They have the opportunity to just kind of, like, see what's being played. We're experiencing some of this for the first time. Not only that, but they've seen other Let's Players play this game in different ways. And some of those ways progress further than our way. Or, you know, whatever. It's just kind of like, so they have the benefit of seeing other people play the game, because I doubt if someone just played one of these games right off the bat, they'd be 100%, you know, okay with the mechanics and inner workings of the game.
I totally agree with you, Ryan. And you know what I just did?
What?
I put some fresh oil in my Segway. So why don't you just climb on here with me? Just
oh, here we go. Oh, boy.
I am driving the Segway to nowhere because I don't know exactly what to talk about.
We could talk about the end of the podcast.
Oh, shit, the end of the podcast?
I know, these episodes are only in between 30 and 40 minutes. This is insane. They'll get longer when we have guests, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, honestly, like, if you're like, guys, the podcast used to be much longer, like, make them longer. We're sorry, guys. Sometimes we literally just run out of things to talk about.
We live with each other. We talk all the time to each other.
Yeah, so when we run out of things to talk about, it's not because we're getting cheap with our content or just like being like, we're lazy. It's because there's only so much you could say creatively, and then you reach a point when you just like, your brain is kind of fried and everything else is just forced. So, you know, you usually want to end things before they become forced.
We want to make it feel smooth, all nice, be comfortable with it. Come on.
We want to give you guys the best quality content, the best fucking content.
The best fucking content, you guys. Okay, guys, this is fucking
ridiculous.
This is fucking ridiculous, okay?
Alright, guys, well, this has been episode 10 of Super Mega Cast. If you like what you heard, give it a subscribe. We do these episodes every single Thursday. Coming soon to iTunes. I swear to God, like, literally within the next week. I hope. Guys, I am so sorry.
You always say this.
It's going to be next week. I'll make good on my promise. I've been saying this since, like, the 3rd episode. I'm like, yeah, coming next week. Let's just put me to shame in the comments. I'm sorry, guys. It'll be on iTunes soon, so you guys can listen to it wherever you want. But thank you guys so much for listening. We had a very fun talk about aliens and Area 51 and stuff. And if you like our content, give us a subscribe and slap a like on this video and show your friends.
Welcome to the Watch it.
stop.
The 11th episode
Aight.
of the Super Mega Cast with our good friend Chris O'Neill.
Hey, y'all.
Or do you go by your online persona? Like, do you like being called that?
I like being called Oni Sephiroth.
Okay.
That's
There
my
we
first
go.
username.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Let's just all go by our first usernames.
Mine was I was gonna make it All That 94 because I like
Cool.
the show on Nickelodeon.
My first.
But then my dad said that it was more flamboyant than I had meant it. My dad thought, I meant
All
all that, yeah.
Oh,
So
I'm all that.
I eventually went to Rhino Hazard.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because
Alright.
my name, Ryan.
My
So,
first email was speedwriter@hotmail.com.
Speedwriter?
Yeah.
I was just. Oh no, I'm not gonna say it because people are gonna find my channel. I can't say it.
Say it.
No.
Say it. I
Dude,
want
people already know. I get
4.
no.
Okay, sorry.
Topic, Ryan. I don't want to do it.
Okay, well.
Well, it's good to have you on the podcast, Chris.
Oh, wow, it's really nice in the studio.
Thanks, man. In our living room.
With the fucking refrigerator, like,
You can hear like cars honking outside. Hey, he's sleeping on our couch. He's just he's in between apartments right now. So we said, hey, Chris, why don't you stay with us? So he's been just camped out on our couch.
It's
It's
covered in thick-ass dog hair.
Yes.
And it's a really rough texture on your couch. It's hard to sleep.
Should I vacuum the couch?
No, that's fine. I'll deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna vacuum our couch.
yeah, that
now.
means you should probably buy.
I
me
can
a
do
couch.
it. I can.
sorry.
Got a lint roller, right?
No, we have no
No.
lint rollers right
Oh,
now.
They're all gone now because of my black shirts.
You can use duct tape.
So you only wear black shirts. Like every shirt you have is black. Like this one right now is black.
Me too, dude.
Black's a slimming color
It
for such a large man as me.
Black shirts matter.
You can see the sweat coming from underneath our titties otherwise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so.
Speaking of sweat, I went to get lunch with my girlfriend and her parents last week, and I'm always kind of nervous when I do that kind of thing. And when I get nervous, my ass sweats really bad. And basically, like when I was wearing shorts and when we got up from lunch, there was like an eggplant-sized like thing of ass sweat on my ass that everyone could see, and it was incredibly embarrassing.
It sounds cool though.
Yeah, sounds pretty cool.
Do you think it was like the when you were done your meal, it was like the fortune cookie of your meal? Your sweat was in like a shape of something that was supposed to guide you. You just ignored it.
An eggplant?
I'm just being racist because your girlfriend's Asian.
I didn't even realize that, Chris.
Sorry.
It's a little fucking offensive to me.
Went over his head there.
Yeah, a lot of jokes go over my head.
We apologize, Chris. We're not as smart as you.
Oh, it's all right.
But we went to go.
t-shirt?
What?
What's your T-shirt?
Switch what?
Sorry, my T-shirt is Goof's TV, which is something that's on Kids with Problems.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little. This is our prank channel. If you haven't seen it.
It has a little watermark over it. But what I was gonna say when I was rudely interrupted by our guest, Chris.
Sorry.
Yeah, is we went to go see Ghostbusters 3. I mean, Ghostbusters.
That was a good movie.
Oh, it was really fucking good.
I mean, it was the best movie experience I've had in a long time.
Was the queef joke your favorite part? You actually called the queef joke before the movie.
Yeah, we were watching-
Neither Matt or I believed
No.
you.
So like we're going in, and Chris is like, "No, I can't wait for a queef joke." I'm like, "There's not gonna be a queef joke, Chris." Evan, like, what was it? It wasn't even like 10 minutes into the movie. It was just like a straight up queef joke.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. I lolled. Also, on the way in, we were like, "What are your bets that are going to happen in this movie?" And did you call a period joke? What did you
No,
call?
I didn't say. I said there's gonna be a lot of feminism in it.
I
Oh,
said
well, there
that.
was, yeah.
I said that Melissa McCarthy was just gonna like
Fall over,
over and bump around a lot, and she was the main source of the physical comedy in the
You're right.
movie.
Yeah.
She did fall around and bump around, like with the. There's a scene where she stripped. It was even a jetpack, or it was like, what was she trying out? It was like a gun.
Her proton gun.
Yeah, her proton gun that like.
Proton pack, guys.
I'm sorry, I'm getting my
Her
terminology.
laser gun.
And she's like flying around for like 10 minutes, like like
Yeah.
slamming into
It
walls.
seemed
and
like an
stuff.
extended scene,
was
like
pretty
that you would
goofy.
get on a director's cut.
like
or
on Family
something.
Guy.
It was
Yeah.
funny. Fuck, she was clearly on like 2 wires carrying her through the air.
Ah, look at the goofy fat woman falling over.
Look at the funny fat bitch. Cool.
What was your favorite part of the movie, Chris?
The part where it shows a bunch of little girls wearing proton packs. It's like, look at all these little girls looking up to our heroes. It's like, wow, that's subtle. Cool.
Well, they shot a spoiler. No, this isn't a spoiler. They shoot a giant male monster in the penis.
Yeah, it was cool.
They take away his masculinity. They shoot him right where it counts.
They dismantled his privilege.
There's a lot of controversy around the movie, but the thing is, it's a bad movie. But you can't say it's a bad movie because people are automatically like, you're just saying that because it's a movie where women are trying to be funny. No, it's just a shitty fucking movie. It's really bad.
If the characters had have all been male, it would have been the worst film ever.
Yeah, well, it would have been just as bad.
Like, I could imagine them casting like Seth Rogen, Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill, and James Franco
And Adam
as like the
Sandler.
new Adam Sandler as the new Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and like you know that what's her name, Leslie Jones? So she she's been getting a lot of hate on Twitter.
Oh Lord, we're bringing this up.
Well, can I just read my favorite part from the article about it?
What do you mean by your favorite? Man?
No, there was.
I almost feel like you're encouraging this kind of
No,
behavior.
I'm not. I'm not encouraging. Just like no, I'm not. I'm not encouraging the behavior. I'm just saying the way they wrote this article, like the way they worded it. It was like, this is from her. Okay, I have been called apes, sent pics of their asses, even got a pic with semen on my face. I'm trying to figure out what human means, she wrote, sharing memes she'd been sent of Donkey Kong Rap and infamously slaying Gorilla Harambe.
Are you laughing at the way the article was written?
Yeah, no,
Or are you laughing at the?
No, I'm not laughing at what happened. That's awful.
Man, if people compared my movie performance to Harambe the gorilla,
I'd be offended.
No, I'd be like, sweet, dude. Like, if people send me a picture of like my face with cum on it, the worst I'd be like is like, oh.
No, like
Well, Keemstar's had that done to him.
and he blocks people that send it to him. I think the thing is, Leslie Jones, I think it's like she's never been on the internet before, and then all of a sudden she gets a few trolls. Like, of course she's gonna get some trolls because it's a bad movie. And then like she's like, oh, I'm gonna retweet all the trolls and fire back, and that'll take care of them. It's like, no.
And someone posted a picture of all these tweets she made over the last year where it's like, stupid fucking white people. It's like, okay, you can do it. It's fine.
She quit Twitter though, didn't she?
She left. She'll be back.
I think she's already back actually. I
No.
think I saw something. She took like a little like break, like a breather.
What's
I got
her name? Leslie Jones?
Leslie Jones.
She's
Leslie
back,
Knope.
dude.
Was it proven that she said that stuff, or was that like I remember she's like I was hacked? Like was she actually hacked, or were those like photoshopped things that she said?
It seemed like
Is
they
it
were-
like is it like real? Like
it seemed like they were screen capped over the last like year or so.
Okay.
People went digging.
so it's someone just waiting for her to slip up so they can be like, gotcha.
Well, I feel like someone was like, wait a minute, and they went back and just screen capped all the
Oh yeah, because they have sites where you can just go back.
Archive sites.
She didn't delete them.
She didn't do
No.
it. Did she do it still? Has she still not deleted those?
Apparently not. I don't know.
I want to find them now. I thought like she deleted them and claimed like she was being hacked.
No, I don't know.
I was hacked. It's like the guy that like will like message a girl and be like, "Hey, I think we should go out." Whoops, my friend sent that. Oops.
That was my brother.
Sorry.
That was my brother who sent you his big fucking shiny cock in the dark.
Hey, can I get some tits? Oops, sorry, my friend got on my account.
That's only if they say no.
Yeah, only if they say no.
I
It's
100%
like,
did that when I was 13.
I did that
Did you
too.
really?
Yeah, totally.
I was an only child, so I couldn't blame it on anyone. I couldn't be like, that was my dad, sorry.
It's not like the person you're sending it to will know you have a sister or a brother or not.
Sorry, I just got this. It's like we're seriously talking about it. Like you're giving me advice.
You'll know
No.
for next time.
Also, I think we need to talk a little quieter because I think we're talking way louder than Chris.
Chris has a little quiet
You
baby
can
voice.
always turn off one side, you stupid Dilbert.
Jesus Christ, Chris, I'm just... No, I'm not... Oh, fine. Sorry.
I don't know how audio works. The left channel is too high. What do I do?
No, Chris, this is a single... But this is like a single, like, audio track. I can't select one channel for some reason.
I
I've
can
tried.
see it right there.
I know,
It's
but I
left and
can't
right.
select it. It doesn't let me select it. You can try.
What are you talking about? You can export it into Audacity and split the tracks, you stupid fucking loser. You fucking dribbling, knuckle-scraping dipshit.
Chris, I'm sorry. I don't know
It's
as much
alright.
audio as you.
Don't worry, it's cool.
Okay.
I'll show you how to do it after.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
It'd be really helpful.
We've been apparently doing everything wrong. Before we started doing a Let's Play, he looked at how we were doing our audio, Chris being the one looking at how we're doing our audio. He said we're doing it wrong.
Yeah, if you're ever recording, record at a low gain, so that way, if you scream, it won't clip, and you can turn it up later
Which will-
anyways.
Well, now all our videos in the future are going to sound fantastic thanks to Chris O'Neill.
There'll be no more clipping, dude.
Thanks, man.
Like in all of our videos that people have been complaining about since the
It's
beginning of
just-
the channel's launch.
Yeah, I've been doing audio for a long time.
Have you, Chris?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Ever since I was 13.
Really?
I've been using, Audacity since I was 15.
Audacity was my first, actually GarageBand was my first audio program.
Really?
It's a good program.
GarageBand is a really good program. It makes me sad that I don't have a Mac, except I hate Macs, so I'm happy I don't have one.
There you go.
Yep.
So, what do you boys want to talk about?
See, Matt doesn't get how conversations evolve.
No, but it's just silence. So I'm like, we got to start a conversation
You let the
somewhere.
silence drive the conversation. Maybe we're all coming to like a communicative just kind of idea.
Okay, here's a good story. Me and Matt were like, our tummies rumble. So we went outside to get in this car to go get McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
So we pull out, and then we notice that the only way out is blocked by a car parked like horizontally across the path.
Oh, yeah.
In a very strange position.
In the middle of an alleyway.
There's no way someone pulled in the park for a sec. It was parked very like
Intentionally.
carefully and intentionally to block.
I flashed my lights and there was no one in the car.
Yeah,
it was just like it was blocking the alleyway.
It was just blocked. There's no way no one would have left it there to get at. It's just stupid, right?
Yeah.
Especially since there's like parking places everywhere. So we're like, what the fuck? So we have to drive and turn into this garage to get out, right? So the second we turn in, the door starts closing.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck? And we look over and there's this scary old lady sitting in a chair looking at us.
She's always sitting in that chair, though.
Is she?
I've never seen her before.
Yeah,
in my
every
life.
time I go outside or every time I go through the alleyway, she's just sitting in a chair.
I feel like she's purposely put there for the scary people to it's a nice old lady. Maybe we should get out and help her. But when she realized we weren't going to get out to help her, the door starts closing.
Yeah,
she
so they
turns
can
into like
rob
a
us.
succubus.
So Matt fucking like screeches to the what's that word you use for the rap videos?
Skirt.
He skirted to the door and he parked under it so it wouldn't close anymore, and then started going back up, and we
Yeah.
escaped.
Okay,
So-
then you got into the right garage.
No, we were trying to go to McDonald's. But,
we
but leaving the apartment complex.
Oh,
that's where
leaving.
we
I thought you
saw.
said you were coming back and that
No,
happened.
you fucking idiot.
No, you fucking dippy
Should
down.
have fucking been there,
I'm
Ryan.
sorry.
Yeah, but
I wasn't in the mood for McDonald's.
I'm sorry.
What a
It's
sorry.
surprise.
That's not a problem.
I want
But
Taco Bell tonight. I'm gonna go get Taco
I
Bell
was
after
thinking the
this.
same thing
Do you want to?
earlier, yeah.
Are you in the mood, Chris? Would you like Taco
You
Bell?
want to go on an outing for Taco Bell?
I mean, are you down
Yes.
after the podcast?
Dorito tacos.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
My favorite is the bunch. I was about to say the Bunch of Crunch taco. What's it called? The Crunchy Bunch burrito.
The beefy crunch burrito.
Yeah, the beefy crunch burrito.
That sounds good.
I
Yeah.
like so true story.
You're gay.
Chris, I'm not gay, okay? Stop fucking always saying that.
Why
shit.
are you saying it like it's a negative thing?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, it's not a
Guys,
negative thing. I'm not.
homophobe alert.
No, we're not homophobes, Chris. I'm
Whoa,
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm super mega and I hate queer.
No,
Matt,
I
stop.
didn't
Matt.
say that.
What
Stop.
the fuck?
That wasn't me.
Matt,
Chris, we're
stop.
gonna have. Do you want to take Matt's place on Super Mega?
No,
Fuck.
this show's stupid.
What? God damn it!
I'm gonna delete Super
can-
Mega while I'm on your couch.
Oh.
when you go to bed.
Yeah, you could do that if you wanted.
I wouldn't do that.
Chris has got his own
Thanks
stuff
for
to focus.
clarifying.
First, I'd reroute the PayPal to my address. Then I would kick you out of your own home, like in
You'll
The Simpsons with the carnivals.
You'll get a total of probably like $120. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, I guess.
More money in my pocket.
Yeah, but back to Doritos tacos. Did you know that? Did you like true story? Did you know that Taco Bell was in like a terrible financial slum?
Was it?
And then they made these Doritos tacos, and it just like lifted them like tenfold out of their financial woes.
I heard they're the third biggest fast food chain in the world right now. Is that true?
Yeah, they're bringing it to Japan for the first time, I think.
I heard it was-
What is it? McDonald's, Taco
no,
Bell, and Arby's.
I think Subway's one and McDonald's is two.
Okay.
What? No way. Subway's
Oh
not
yeah,
one.
Subway has a lot of places.
Let's look it up, dude. Okay.
I've heard the Subway thing.
But over 99 billion have been served at McDonald's.
top
So?
fast food.
How do they know that?
World's top fast food restaurants.
Okay.
Leisureandtravel.com. Travel.
Okay.
Let's see, Chris.
Top fast food chains in
Why
the
don't you
world.
just type it in?
Thanks for ruining my search.
Do you use my dad has like an old Android, and he's always like he always tries to do like their version of Siri, and he's always like, "Who is the quarterback for this team?" And it'll like read it back 5 seconds later poorly and like be incorrect, and be like, "I'm sorry, Dale, I couldn't understand that." And I'll just hear him downstairs like, "Who is the quarterback for this team?" And like I'm like, "Dad, just type it in. You've been doing this for like 20 minutes."
Sweet, dude. Oh wait, okay, I'm getting there. I'm at number one.
Okay. Number one is.
Jimmy John's.
Oh wow.
No, it's not.
What?
Two is Subway.
No, number one cannot be Jimmy John's. I've seen like 3 Jimmy John's in my life.
Jimmy John's.
Three's McDonald's. Four's Dunkin' Donuts. 5 is Pizza Hut.
I don't get the Jimmy John's things. All of these other things
No,
make sense to
Jimmy
me.
John's doesn't make sense at
Of
all.
2016.
Like, where are you getting this information?
I looked it up online.
What site though?
www.whatisthebestfastfoodchainofw2016.com.
They're probably sponsored by Jimmy John's. And you know what? Fuck Jimmy John's. Okay, I was driving once, and it was
I'm
like
not a big fan of Jimmy John's.
no, it was a single lane road, and there's like a Jimmy John's driver behind me, and I'm going above the speed limit, and he fucking flipped me off and sped around me. And I was
Really?
like, Jesus. And then he went right through a red light. I watched him.
Dude, that was probably Jimmy John, dude.
That was Jimmy John himself delivering
Jimmy
sandwiches.
Jimmy John, fuck you, dude.
I gotta deliver these sandwiches.
Okay, well, let's talk more about Subway.
Okay.
I think honestly, Subway sandwiches are more moist than I would like them.
Fuck off, Ryan,
Really?
dude.
Yeah.
I think they've got a nice thin layer of oil on the crust, and it makes me just fucking cum in my pants.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Okay, people give Subway so much shit. Like, oh, it's disgusting. Subway's delicious. I love
good for
Subway.
you too.
Yeah, but try okay, maybe this is my big, I guess, gripe with Subway. It's not really like with the place. It's just that for 3 years I worked at Food Line, and the only place to get food was a like Chinese one. Is like that's what it was called. It was just a Chinese food place or a Subway. I always went to Subway because they were faster. So I had Subway for 3 years straight as I was
You're
working.
biased.
I just obviously, but like I don't know. Like now, like eating it, it's like I only have the meatball marinara, so of course it's always
so
sloppy.
tasty. I love
But it
meatball
tastes so
marinara.
good. Like I'll still go get Subway, but every time I walk into one, I just feel disgusting.
Oh,
Well,
but-
what?
Sorry, like just you walk into a Subway and the smell hits you and you're instantly hungry.
Yeah.
That's like a proven scientific fact.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you smell Subway, you instantly get hungry. It
You
smells so
see all these
fucking
delicious, colorful fruits and veggies?
good. No.
Just veggies and
Yeah.
and
Can I get some apple on my sub, please?
I'll have some mango.
Some banana?
No, but fucking, what was I saying? I like Subway because it's convenient. Well, not really, actually. Did you ever see Aaron's rant about that?
No.
About Subway?
Yeah.
I've heard about it. I haven't seen it.
It's really okay. It's not convenient. To
No, I
go
have
in.
seen it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good rant and all, but I like how you can just be like, do this, and they do it, and then it's not that bad for you. And if you get a big fat fucking foot long, it'll last you the day, and you'll lose weight.
Yeah, because you can
As
like
long as you don't eat anything else.
you can just get a foot long and then just cut it in half, and
Yeah.
and then you got lunch too.
Yeah, because me and Niall did that for months, and we lost so much weight.
Really.
Subway's the key. Not I don't like Quiznos or Firehouse
What
subs.
the fuck's that?
Jersey
They're
Mike's not
gross.
bad.
Okay.
I don't think Jersey Mike's okay.
Wait. Have you been to Beezer's, Matt,
No.
on USC
No.
campus?
No.
Holy shit! You need to go there next time you're down.
What's
No,
It's-
yo,
it's
we
an
went there
on-campus
together.
place.
We went there together.
Okay, I really like Beezer's,
What
and
the fuck is Beezer's?
it's a sandwich place on campus at USC back in South
Oh yeah, I
Carolina.
can go there.
Fuck! I was
Fucking
asking
idiot.
Matt.
No one can
Just
relate.
because you're the guest doesn't mean I have to like talk
What
to
about
you all
your,
the time.
What about all your humble listeners? They can't relate. I go to UFC. That's one person in your
There's
fucking
gonna be
audience.
there's gonna be at least 2 comments about I love Beezer's, and that was for them.
They're gonna get downvoted by all the other cool people. Fuck them.
Now people are just gonna say I love Beezer's, so it looks like
Everybody
like we'll
say
notice
I
them.
love Beezer's and thumb up every comment. Hey Matt,
Yeah.
remember that time me and you were sitting on the couch and I put my hand over to grab the remote, but I grabbed your dick by accident. And
Yeah.
I instantly let go, but you already had the boner, so I had to continue.
Felt fucking good, dude. Okay.
Mario Maker's cool.
Mario Maker's a great fucking game.
Anyway,
it's one of the best games.
Get back to the dick grabbing there.
What?
What?
It's fine, dude.
What's the story? Like you told us the story, but what are the emotions behind it? What did you feel,
Okay.
Chris?
His cock.
So basically, I'm sitting on the couch and we're watching some YouTube videos, and
Epic fails, dude.
we're watching epic fails, watching epic Minecraft videos, and then Chris reaches over for the TV remote, and I like my cock was in the leg of my jeans.
It was not. It was poking out through your fly in your underpants.
What are you talking? Oh yeah,
How did it snake all the way through there?
it pops out every now and then, dude.
It seems like the epic Minecraft videos were kind of.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. When I watch those fucking like the videos, when people do like the CG like stories of like Minecraft, I get a little wiggle in my pants.
futuristic hub, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, who's the person that does like the SpongeBob like
Real life.
role play? What is that?
Oh,
Where he like plays as Jack. It's like Patrick, and it's like, this tastes so good. Oh, hi SpongeBob. Did you put
I'm gonna
anything?
go over and talk to Squidward.
Yeah.
Hey, Squidward, how are you today? Oh, I'm good. Have you seen SpongeBob? He's really ticking me off. Oh, wow, Squidward, you're such a jerk. Anyway, so
But he starts every episode with, oh boy, this is some good, and then it's either like a Krabby Patty, a sandwich, or take one episode started with him making a sandwich. He's like, a cheese, a slice of pizza. What can I make with this?
I love those Minecraft roleplay videos.
They're
There's
so
this
fucking
one guy,
good.
we talked about it before, but he's like, he did a Minecraft high school roleplay where he's
Yeah.
just like, hey baby, let's go into the locker room. Cool, I'll get my stuff. But one of the episodes is like, baby, there's something fucked up going on. There's a shooter in school. You can hear like shots going like.
What?
Yeah, like outside the door, he's like, "Oh, this is really messed up. He's here to kill us." It's like, "Whoa!" Yeah,
They did like a
shooter.
straight school shooter roleplay in Minecraft.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Can we watch that tonight?
Yeah, totally, dude.
Chris, that's not funny, dude. That's like really fucked up.
No, it's funny because it's Minecraft.
Okay. What about?
Yeah, did that turn you over, Matt?
Yeah, no, it's
Anything in Minecraft is funny.
like you could take any horrible event, like you could
Chimp
perform
rips off lady's face in Minecraft.
Chris showed us this amazing video that has like 43 million views, and it's called SpongeBob in Real Life.
2.
Yeah, the second one. There's 2 of them where this kid just went out and like just edited SpongeBob like into his everyday activities.
It's done really well.
Yeah,
it's
really well made.
It's got like decent animation. He did his lighting really well.
Well, for the animated characters, like his filming was a bit like
yeah, but it's funny and entertaining.
Yeah, he was very talented with the animation.
Besides his acting,
He gets out of the. I love his intro scene. It's the best part.
When his epic introduction to himself.
He's like driving down the road with his hand on the wheel and his
mom's
his
Mini
elbow
Cooper.
on the window. He's like nodding his head all cool, and he's playing that song,
That
laughing my
dubstep
fucking
song.
ass off by Hello. It's like
Even
how
the little
are you today?
yeah.
Dude, that's gonna copyright, Chris. Shut the fuck
Sorry.
up.
It sounded so similar to the song. We might get flagged, so might have to cut that out.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be careful. But yeah, I like that video.
It's a good video,
I like
dude.
videos like that.
I need to see more. Like
Sonic in real life.
you've shown me, you've opened my eyes, Chris, to so many good videos that I would never have found before I met you. And
It's okay.
I don't know, man. It's just like
Are you gonna fucking come or something? What's
a
going
little
on
bit.
here?
I'm about
He's got
to
his
pre.
like leg on his like lap right now. He's
Trying to hide
the
my
boner.
erection, dude.
He's trying to cut off the circulation to his cock.
I'm shooting
I
a little pre
understand.
right now.
To his livestock cock.
You can show me if you want.
Okay.
You taking out your nuts?
Is he about to do it?
All right. There they are.
Yep.
It's my nuts, Chris.
That's the nut skin.
Cool, dude.
the skin of my nuts.
Oh, wow. They look like little brains.
That's so gross sounding. That's not flattering. You look like little brains, not just one brain. It looks like a little brain.
It looks
Someone's gonna do like a really like awesome stylized fan art pic of like your nuts hanging down. It's just two little brains.
like from Spy Kids, like you know the tiny brains that are in Spy Kids.
They look like 2 little brains wrapped in chicken skin.
That doesn't bode well for you, man.
Oh, that's really embarrassing.
Like a chicken nugget, like brain chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Oh, McDonald's chicken paste nuggets, where the pink paste comes out and they fry it.
Yeah, like it comes out of like a. I saw like a
What?
picture from the factory where it's like a soft serve machine and it squirts out this pink paste and it's what McDonald's are.
I haven't seen this.
It's what
Yeah,
McNuggets
it'll
are.
make you not want to eat McNuggets,
wait,
and then a
what do I-
week
what do
later
I-
you'll
what
start
do I
eating
type
them
in to
again
watch this?
anyway.
McNuggets. No, it's not a video, dumbass.
What is it?
It's a picture. It's
Oh, it's a
McNuggets
picture?
being made.
Okay.
I used to work fast food, and I can tell you that like when it comes to fast food, ignorance is bliss because a lot of people. Chris and I were talking about this yesterday. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't eat McDonald's. It's so gross." It's like I don't give a fuck. It's really good, and it's like, yeah, I know it's gross, but
Alright.
just don't think about it.
I drove cross country with my friend Caitlin, right?
Mhm.
And the whole way I was like, I want McDonald's really bad. She's like, we're not stopping at McDonald's, right? I'm like, why? And she's like, because it's disgusting. It's processed. It's terrible. I was like, yeah, but I
cares?
know that. So is junk food. I still want it. And it's really tasty. She's like, it's not. It's not. I was like, when was the last time you ate McDonald's? And she was like, 5 years ago. And I was like, you've fucking eaten it in 5 years. It's really good, right? And then I like bought her a sandwich and I made her eat it. And she was like, that was really good.
That's
and I was
pretty
like,
good.
I know. It's fucking tasty. And they make really nice, neat looking
It's-
burgers. It
It's
tastes
so
great.
cheap. You can get so much food.
I don't know if I want to go to McDonald's or Taco Bell.
I know, no, McDonald's is great because you can get a big fucking burger for $1.
What about Subway? I don't know.
Subway's like $9 for a big fat sandwich.
Oh, sorry, man.
I would rather spend $1 on some shittily processed food that tastes great and fills me up for the day.
Okay, yeah. Let's go to.
Okay.
Well, you guys want to go to McDonald's or
No,
Taco
Taco
Bell?
Bell. We already
Bell.
discussed
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
You-
sorry.
we can get those
Jesus.
Cinnabon rolls from Taco Bell.
Cinnabon rolls. I love Cinnabon rolls.
You bite them open and it's just like this, like white, hot, just gooey stuff just oozing out.
I like the sound of that.
It's pretty good, Chris.
Mm.
Have you ever had them before? The Cinnabon rolls?
the Cinnabon rolls.
I will have a
Chris.
Cinnabon roll. I love those. Give me them.
Chris, I wish you got into like a horrible car accident. And you always spoke like that for the rest. No.
You say you wish you got into a car accident.
I mean, like your voice would be funny if it was like that.
So I walk in, I'm like, hello, friends.
No, Chris, I didn't mean that. That was really rude of me.
Okay. It's all right.
Speaking of like things like that, so when I was a kid, I went to the woods with some friends, and
Yeah.
they'd planned this thing to basically ditch me in the woods, and then so they did. They took me like pretty deep in the woods and then ditched me, and then went back and told my mom that I fell into a river and drowned.
What the fuck, dude? They actually told her?
Yeah, no, and we were in the mountains of like North Carolina, so they ditched me in the woods and told my mom that I fell into a
That is
river.
the meanest
And
thing
I-
I've ever
no,
heard.
Right.
seriously. And my mom started like, she's like, what? Ah! So like, so my mom and like my dad get into this van and they like head down the mountain in tears, like freaking out. Like my mom is like hyperventilating and like they head down the mountain to like the nearest sheriff's station was like, oh, it was like 40 minutes away. And then I walked back out of the woods and like no one's at the house except my sister. And she's like
You
in
were
tears.
alone in the woods?
Yeah, I was by they dished me in the woods. I was like 10.
You could have been like eaten by a bear.
I know.
What the fuck?
And I get back and my sister's like, "Ah, there you are." And she came up and like gave me a big hug and stuff, and she called my mom. She's like, "He's here." And my mom rushed back, and the shittiest part was those kids didn't even get punished by their parents, and I got in trouble.
Why would you get in trouble?
Because my mom's like, "You didn't tell me you were going off into the woods." But then those kids, like their parents were like, "Boys will be boys." I'm like, "Fuck you." And I got grounded for that.
That's like the kind of thing where you're like, "Oh, he's dead," and the second you see their eye widen, you go, "No, I'm kidding." That's supposed to be the end of it. And that's still really mean.
It's not a funny joke.
It's you don't let them drive off into the woods. Like,
I know. You're supposed to be like, no, I was kidding.
They're in panic mode. They can swerve off the road and kill themselves.
I know. And apparently, like my mom on the while they were like before they went around so they didn't say I drowned, but they said I got swept into the river. So they're like going around to the people nearby before they got into the car, like looking for like, has anyone seen my son? And they ran into this really mean guy who was like, "Fuck your son" or something. That's what my mom told me. So it's
Wait, he told him that like you fucked their son.
no. He said he
fucked your son. I threw him in the river. Start running at your mom with a knife. Dude, your mom would be like, "Skirt, skirt," and she'd drive away.
No, but like they didn't know I had drowned. They thought I had just like gone into the woods and been swept into the river. So they went to the houses nearby and like, "Did you see my son climb out of the river?" And he was like, "I don't give a shit about your son," or some shit like that.
What a fucking asshole.
I know. She just said he was really mean. He didn't literally say like "fuck your son," but he said something really mean, and it scared my mom. And then that sent her into panic mode, and they went down the mountain.
Little did they know he was giving them advice.
Oh, I fucked your son and threw him in the river. I was like 10 at the time. That's fucked up.
How old were you?
I was 10.
Whoa, dude. Well, at least you survived.
Dude, those two kids I knew, like, they were fucking insane.
What were their names? Call them out.
Carson and Marshall.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, Carson.
You
fuck you,
fucking
Marshall.
ugly cross-eyed dipshit.
They've been to jail like 10 times
Really?
or something. Like, one of them has. One of them was homeless now, I
Now he's
think.
gonna come out to murder you. He has a record. He doesn't care.
Well, he got what was coming.
Shit.
What an asshole.
This is payback from... I got fucking grounded while I was on vacation. So it's
not
like...
your fault. Your
I
parents
know!
are assholes.
My mom was so mad. She was like, "You never leave my sight again."
Wow.
I got in trouble. It's for fucking like they were like, "Let's go in the woods," and they
I always
planned
feel
it
like
out.
the nice thing to do would be like give you a big fucking cake. It's like, well, when I find my son, if he's alive, I'm gonna give him the biggest present ever. You know, that's what I do. And I give you a cake.
Yeah.
I draw your face in it.
What type of cake, Chris?
I don't know, pepperoni.
What?
What would you draw on it?
Pepperoni.
Okay. That's good cake. I'll have a slice of that cake,
Okay,
please.
you pepperoni themed cake.
Be fucking disgusting. Like a cake with little pepperonis on it.
Yeah, dude.
Like little bits of meat inside, like Italian sausage, like ground up in the cake mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Like, do you think if you went to the store, like you went to like any like a bakery and you brought them like a bag of ground up sausage and you're like, "Okay, can you bake me a cake, but can you put this in it?" You think they'd do it?
Yeah. I mean, if you paid them, they'd probably be like, "You're weird," and they'd try and do it and get you out of their.
Dude, I don't know. That'd be really fucking gross. I don't know if they'd do it.
I mean, I'd do it.
Okay, we can make it here in my apartment by ourselves.
All right.
A little sausage cake, a little pepperoni cake.
Like a lemon fucking cake with like sausage stuck in it.
little sprinkled bits of bacon on top.
Epic bacon.
Dude, that's like epic bacon, Chris.
Epic bacon, Ryan.
I remember
El problemo.
El
Chris.
problemo. Nice troll, Chris.
Everyone's quitting your podcast right now.
Like, oh shit. No, knowing our fan base, they're tuning in more right now. They're like, yes,
El problemo.
Me gusta, me gusta.
Troll face, epic bacon, epic muffin. Oh my god.
me gusta.
Laughing my fucking ass off. Hello. Boop boop. Bip bip bip. Yeah, that's your whole
You
fan
mad,
base.
bro? We need some. Can we have like Ryan? Can you put subtle dubstep that like slowly fades in as the podcast goes on, and just gets louder as the podcast
If
goes?
you're under 12, unsubscribe.
Okay, please.
What do you think of our fan base, Chris?
I don't know.
Be honest.
Come on, be honest.
Depends on what kind of profile pictures they have.
Want to look through them, Rube? I'm gonna show you comments and stuff left.
Go on Twitter. Let's
All
see.
right, let's do it.
If you have a YouTuber as your profile picture, like
So like, go through the profile pictures. This This is from the YouTube comments.
All right, Chris.
Okay,
So
so
what do you see?
Okay.
Don't say the names. Just say the profile pictures.
Anime girl, regular black guy,
Okay.
old lady.
Okay.
The fuck?
What?
Anime picture again.
Okay.
Eleanor. Okay, she looks normal.
You're looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's been good so far.
Now
TikTok
let's-
toxic. Okay,
Now let's switch over to our Twitter.
Okay, let's go
Okay.
over to Twitter.
I'll just look pretty like diverse. You know.
Yeah, YouTube. You know, we got a nice little diverse audience.
These are our followers on Twitter.
Okay, little emo girl. Picture Markiplier. Guy with Pikachu in picture. Regular guy.
Okay.
Markiplier.
Uh-huh.
That's a common theme.
Emo girl.
Okay.
You know, I've been.
Yeah. Okay.
Have my phone back, Chris.
Here you go. I won't look at the porn.
There's a lot of porn on there.
I might have had some opened up.
I was looking stuff up. Not like Ryan and I were looking. No, who was I looking up? Was it with you? No, it was with Ryan. When we were in the car, I was looking up coming while shitting.
Oh yeah. It was
Not
on our way back.
sexually,
It was
yeah.
on our way back from Area 51, Nevada.
And going back to when I was at dinner with my girlfriend's parents, I opened up my internet browser, and the most recent thing I had searched was coming while shitting. It was just right there.
It's such a good search, dude.
He watched 2 videos of a woman and a guy, 2 separate videos of them doing it, right?
Yeah.
Which one was better? Which one?
I don't remember what they looked like, Ryan. I've seen so much of that shit; it all kind of blends together.
I just love the way it's like Siri coming while shitting.
Well, we did pass the old spaghetti factory.
Yeah, there's a legitimate restaurant we passed called the Old Spaghetti Factory.
Sounds like a shitty place.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to go eat there? Like, what's on the menu? Spaghetti?
Old spaghetti. Have some old spaghetti, please.
Fuck it, dude. I don't want.
They're all wearing pots on their heads.
They're all just wrapped up in old spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
have to bring
fucking
your own
Texas
dish.
Chainsaw Massacre. They're just wearing spaghetti. And the
gotta-
walls are coated in it. And the chairs.
You gotta bring your own little pot to eat your own spaghetti out of. It's like a big communal spaghetti pot of old spaghetti.
No,
you just gotta...
you walk in and they like hand you a shovel. It's like, they don't say anything. You just dig out spaghetti from the walls and the floor.
You put it in like a big communal pot for the whole restaurant, and you can only eat out of it once you've like given some to the pot, and you each get your own ladle after that.
Like they have workers there that walk around just sprinkle spaghetti on the floor, and you wait for them to come by your table and sprinkle a little spaghetti around the floor, and you kind of scoop it up. Just
What if they make you like park your car bonnet up against the restaurant? They make you like shovel spaghetti into your like trunk.
Will this be to go? Yes. All right, just pull around here, open up your trunk. I mean, they have a big like stockpile of just spaghetti outside, like in the sun. You just get your shovel and throw it into
Just
your
like
trunk.
imagining it as like a real creepy place
but
where
it's
they don't
not-
even speak. They just like open the door and make you do that.
But like, well, in the back they probably have like an ice skating rink, like a snow area, and all the
What?
snow is Parmesan cheese coming down.
Yeah, they got like bodies like hanging on top.
They got the kids just like playing with handfuls of cheese and stuff.
Throw the cheese off!
I want to go now.
I'm legitimately curious about. I'm gonna look up this
We
place.
should do
because-
a old spaghetti factory vlog.
like who, do you think anyone goes there?
A
Like on a,
weekly blog.
We should review it on Yelp.
all right, I'm
We
looking
should
up.
start an official super mega Yelp.
I'm looking up the Old Spaghetti Factory. There's one in Buena Vista. There's one in okay. The
Oh,
old
it's a brand?
Yeah.
Oh.
Geez, hold on. The Old Spaghetti Factory. Family restaurants offer unique family-friendly dining experience and delicious Italian food. Oh, here we go. The Old Spaghetti Factory is an Italian-style chain restaurant in the United States and Canada. The U.S. restaurants are owned, blah blah blah. Started in Portland, so it's a chain of restaurants.
Of course, it started in Portland.
Yeah, it's so typical. It's like, yeah, it's old.
It's
just really cool.
It's old and factory.
Yeah.
Why did
It's
they
like-
say
it's-
factory?
I don't know.
It's fucking disgusting.
Because it's like old and like rustic.
Let's
Ye
start a
old
hipster place called the Wooden Eatery. Everyone will come.
The wooden taco
We have to
shack.
start in Portland, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
if YouTube fails, I'm just gonna go to Portland and start like
Start a snow cone shop. That'll like blow up.
call it Brocon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ye old spaghetti factory. Come on, come on.
Yo, can I have a Brocone? This is ice. It's like,
not even any flavoring, just ice. And they're
No,
part.
it just comes out as like a soup.
he just like rubs it through his hair dye.
Yeah.
What?
It's blueberry flavor.
They partner with the Old Spaghetti. They're like a chain of the Old Spaghetti Factory. So it's a snow cone, just ice with a little bit of spaghetti on top, a little pasta sauce.
Dude, spaghetti snow cones.
Ew.
I'd eat that actually. Just like they weren't like snow cones, but
It's just
it
spaghetti
came
in a
out-
little
it came out
cone.
like a nice condensed baked
That's
ball
a
of
really
spaghetti.
good idea.
Yeah.
I
No,
would
it's
totally
not.
do that.
That's not a good idea.
I would love a fucking cone of spaghetti.
That sounds fucking disgusting.
What are you
What are you talking about? It's
What do you
just
mean,
spaghetti.
what am I talking about?
It's
That's
just
gross as shit.
spaghetti.
It's warm spaghetti.
No.
There's no ice in it. It's just spaghetti.
I
in
know
a
there's
baked
no
ball.
ice in it. That makes it even worse.
What are you talking about right now?
You don't even need a
like
fork.
Spaghetti?
You just fucking eat it and then you pour it into your mouth.
No,
and-
that's gross as shit. Is it a
What?
cone?
Wait,
Like a
no.
waffle cone?
No, it's just like a paper cone.
Ew, I don't want. That's
You're not
fucking
gonna
gross,
eat paper.
Ryan. I
It's just
know,
like
but
part of the whole thing. They serve like waffle.
They can make it a bread cone, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, like a garlic bread cone or
Oh
something.
my
I don't want to
God,
take
I'm
like
coming.
mouthful.
I'm actually
that would
coming.
be good. I'm serious. Legit, that would be good. I'd eat that.
No,
Me too.
I wouldn't eat that. But it sounds gross as shit.
How does it sound gross?
I
It's
wouldn't eat
garlic
perfectly
bread and
good food.
spaghetti.
It's a fucking lump of just like
It's
clotted
baked.
spaghetti.
It's baked.
It's
not
literally
clotted.
taken out of a fucking pan of like ready spaghetti.
Do you know how to bake spaghetti?
Yeah, I know how to bake
You know
spaghetti.
How, like,
I want to.
you can bake it into a ball and then put it on top of like some like garlic bread cone thing.
Wait. I just remembered. When I was a freshman in college, so I have a Google Doc filled
We're
with
not
like.
done with that topic
Yeah,
yet,
we're
Matt.
not done. What are you
No,
talking-
guy, no, it's about spaghetti.
Okay.
So,
Well, all I'm saying is that have you ever had SpaghettiOs on toast?
No, I
You
love
haven't
SpaghettiOs,
lived. You
though.
have not lived yet.
Okay.
I'll have to try some of
Chris,
that.
make it for us tonight. We'll go
No.
get the ingredients.
I'm
You
not
make
your
it for us.
slave.
But
Wait, have you tried it on garlic bread?
oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
it's
That's good.
Just as good.
SpaghettiOs on garlic bread.
Okay, so
Now you know.
So what I was saying was when I was a freshman in college, I had a Google Doc. I just put like the weirdest porn I could find in, and one of them was called it was a French name and it had spaghetti in it, and I clicked on it. And it was a French video, and it was just like a couple fucking, and then at the very end he pulled out and she just grabbed like a nice dish of spaghetti and he just fucking came all over the spaghetti, and she didn't even eat it. That was the end of the video. Like it had nothing leading up to the spaghetti beforehand. It was just two people engaging in sex. And he's like, bonjour, and he pulled out and came onto some spaghetti.
Trigger warning. Come on, spaghetti. Also, if do you ever see those videos? Do you ever see those videos where a group of young men will come into a martini glass and the girl will drink from it?
No,
I don't like those.
I don't like the sound of that.
Wait,
No.
they
What,
come into
Ryan,
a
would you like the
martini
sound of
glass?
that?
I like the idea
Wait,
of a girl
say
getting.
what is it? What is it? I wasn't looking.
It's like bukkake into a martini glass.
No, what are you talking about?
Do it into a cone, and Ryan will be all over that.
Yeah, garlic cone. No, but that's like a porn thing where people will come into a martini glass and the girl will drink from it. But it would be-
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that.
but I don't like that. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I like it when girls get covered in cum,
Do you?
but I don't-
I can't do that.
but I don't like it when they drink from a martini glass.
It's just gross. It's not even sexual. It's just like, oh, here's some byproduct of these men's, sexual interactions, and I'm just gonna drink.
It's always like thick and like kind of yellow.
They let it sit in the shower so it congeals.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like egg. It's just the whites of an egg. You
Yeah,
know? Like if you
exactly.
take the yolk out of an egg, that's what it is.
Mhm.
It's really fucking gross.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an egg yolk? Like, have you ever just
have.
drank one?
No.
My dad was like, "I'll give you $10 if you drink an egg."
My
So
dad
I
did the same
I
thing.
cracked it and swallowed it, and it's really hard to swallow because it looks like it would be a bunch, but it's really all kind of like one solid thing. It's one big goopy mass.
It's just mucusy.
So you swallow it, and then it sucks the rest in your mouth down your throat at once. It's like, and I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting. I was trying to swallow a little bit at once. and
Yeah.
just whoop.
I almost did it. I remember one time when I was younger, I was like, I'm gonna work out, and I saw in a movie that a guy like would just like drink eggs.
Rocky.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was about to do it. I had it in my hand. And I was just like, no,
So you
couldn't do
can mix
it.
it with orange juice.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they all do.
Sounds fucking
They
disgusting.
mix it with orange juice.
Just because it's orange in the middle.
No, it's
I-
just, it makes some flavor.
I feel like the
No.
orange would cancel out the egg. Like the yolk doesn't really taste like anything. It doesn't taste like much.
That would just like feel like you're swallowing a huge piece of pulp. That would be disgusting.
Yeah, I don't like pulp.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't
Pulp
know.
is,
Why do
pulp
people
is a
even
no
like
go.
pulp?
It would be like ultra pulp. I wouldn't like that.
I feel like people just get pulp because I don't know. Maybe it's like a different thing. Like why people order what's it called, boba in their
Have you ever
tea?
beaten a
Is it
girl
like a
to a
different
pulp?
texture?
No.
Maybe.
I mean-
what'd you say?
Nothing. What? Let's continue.
Yeah, but like Ryan, do
It's
you
a
like
texture thing, isn't it?
pulp? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to. It feels like there's little bugs in it, dude.
Oh.
And the FDA legally allows like a certain number of bugs per orange juice.
Like pulp reminds me of like if they just like cut off the wings of a maggot and then just threw it like thousands of them into your drink and then you have to like
Ew, that's disgusting.
I was just thinking when you said FDA, I was like, "What's the FDA?" And I just made up it was like the floppy dick ass association. No, the floppy dick association.
Are you part? Would you be part of that, Chris?
Yeah, I got a floppy dick.
Yeah, it's pretty floppy.
I'd flop it into.
What?
I mean, what? Nothing.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay.
So we don't have a lot of wall art in our apartments, and I'm trying to like commission Chris to do like a portrait of Squilliam Tentacles with like a very detailed portrait of Squilliam with two big black floppy cocks on his shoulders, just resting on his shoulders, and he doesn't mind.
I'm gonna do it.
Will you still do it?
I will do it for you.
If you actually make it, I'll go to like one of those websites that puts it on a canvas, and I'll legitimately buy it and put it on our wall.
I'll totally do it for you.
Dude, can I buy one of those like fancy fucking frames for it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm all covered in sweat because the AC is on.
Yeah, it's really fucking hot because Ryan and I are like pretty much on each other's laps right now because we're sharing a microphone.
Yeah, it can really go between one chair at a time. So it's like one of us at the mic, and then the other one has to like
kind of lean in if we want to talk because we kind of have to like show like, hey, I want to say something. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's just like we can't really know who's talking. So
Can
it's
you
like,
smell each other's breath?
it's all right
It's just
actually.
breath?
Yeah, it's just breath. Just breath smell.
yeah,
It smells like your insides.
What?
What do your insides smell like?
I don't know, intestines.
What do intestines smell like? We can do
Wet.
this all day. What?
Wet.
Wet
meat.
yeah. Wet meat.
Yeah.
Raw meat doesn't smell that bad. Does it?
Why do we talk? We're talking so much about fucking meat. In this
I
pod. Like
don't know.
spaghetti, like a cake with
So
sausages.
spaghetti's not meat, Matt.
Yeah, no, but
Only when you
It's
add
a
in the
meat
meatballs.
product, dude.
It's not what?
it's like
Spaghetti's a meat product.
Okay, I fucking take that back. Never mind. I realized what I said was really stupid. I didn't think
Fucking
about that.
dipshit.
Chris,
Spaghetti is a meat product. That's you.
it's on the food pyramid as like under meats. Have you had your meats today? I had some spaghetti.
You're an idiot.
Did you ever fucking see like the whole SpaghettiOs like crisis they had on Twitter? Where,
Crisis?
on Pearl Harbor, SpaghettiOs tweeted out a picture of like the SpaghettiOs guy holding up an American flag, and it was like remembering the lives lost in Pearl Harbor.
What?
Yeah, the little SpaghettiOs mascot.
Did you see when that Paris attack happened? Was it Monster or Razor? One of them has like a slash logo, but they
A monster.
yeah,
Monster,
they posted the France flag with a big red slash in the center of it.
What?
Yeah, because it's their logo, and they're like, "We stand with Paris."
Oh
But
my
it
God.
just looked like a bloody
Like a
slash.
big bloody just.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it's funny.
How fast is it? I think like Trump and what's his name? Who's his vice president?
Hints.
Pence. Pence. Didn't they have like this this weird logo thing where everybody made fun of it because it looked like a penis going into a vagina?
Really?
Have
I
you
haven't
seen
seen
it?
that yet.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll look it up real quick. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Did you also see that like the new Mario game, the new Mario Party coming out? The cover of the game is literally just from an old SpaghettiOs can when it was like sponsored by Mario.
Are you serious?
It's the exact same thing.
See,
Whoa, it does.
it's intercourse.
It's a really someone probably got paid like $100,000 to design that piece of shit too.
They redid it. I think they just have his name on like just Trump and then right below it Pence. Like they're like, we're not gonna try this again.
That's how most people do it. They just put their names. Like if we ran to be McGee Watson or Watson McGee.
I mean,
depending on
logos
who's
are
the president.
cool. Logos are cool. I do a logo.
I like doing logos.
Logos are pretty nice.
I'd make sure it didn't look like phallic intercourse.
No.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Well, this has been a pretty fun podcast. We talked about spaghetti and all sorts of fun things. So we got our guest on here, Chris O'Neill, but he goes by Oni on the internet. So we'll have some links down to his channels in the description. He makes wonderful animations, stuff like Hellbenders and Leo and Satan, and some really funny other videos. So if you like his stuff, go check it out. Or if you, I don't know why you'd check it out if you like his stuff because you already know what it is. I don't know what I'm saying. So if you haven't seen his stuff, go check it out. Ryan, you want to take over?
Do you have anything left to say?
Super mega unsubscribe.
No!